Yes, welcome to the stars under Lockehurst. I don't know what's under Lockehurst because I didn't actually look at the game page. I just kind of thought it was pretty, so I clicked on it. Alright, let's see what we got. Warning. This game contains elements and topics that may be disturbing to some players, including mild language, drowning, blood, gore, death, body horror. There are some images that may trigger trypophobia, infrequent, or a fear of needles, one-off tattoo gun. Oh. To ensure for a smooth gameplay experience, we highly recommend viewing the game in full screen when playing it in browser. Thank you. Hint, you can turn off minigames and setting menu if you just want to enjoy the story. What's your name? Emerson. No. There we go. October 7, 2006. Holy shit. I dreamt about that town again. I was somewhere on the outskirts, on a beach ankle deep in sea foam. The air reeked of fish, and the sky was an inky void. A body floated lifelessly in the surf. There was something familiar about the body, but when I tried to get closer, something, grabbed me from behind and dragged me back into town. The old bus trashed as we hit a bump, and I'm shaken awake. I rub the sleep from my eyes and peer out the window. If I'm to believe that street sign we just passed, Cape Lockehurst is only 2 miles out. It's still hard to believe I'm going there. For so long, it was just some weird town my roommate and I read about on the Paranormal Investigators blog. I was almost going to include it in my thesis on New England folklore, but scrapped it. Who knew my marine biologist roommate would take more interest in it than me, someone studying folklore? My roommate, Ophelia, has supposedly been studying here for a month now. We were always close as roommates, but never the spending holidays together type, so I didn't initially find it weird when she didn't call me over Labor Day weekend. When classes started back up, she didn't come back. She only left a note in our dorm. Got some research work, Ophelia. Aside from that, radio silence. It was only 2 days ago when she finally replied to me. Remember Lockehurst? Come visit me at Gilman's Inn. That's not your roommate anymore. Now I'm on the road to visit. Hopefully, I'll get some answers while I'm here. Or at the very least, get a well-deserved break from classes. I gather my belongings and shuffle off the bus. Okay. Welcome to Cape Lockehurst. After I exit, I go to turn and thank the bus driver, but she had already closed the doors behind me. Oh, you know it's bad when a bus driver is getting out of Dodge. I can barely make out her expression through the grime on the doors. Was it pity or contempt? Neither option feels particularly comforting. I take the shortest opportunity to sort myself out using the bus's rearview mirror. Oh, god damn. I look cozy. I've looked better. Not bad. The bus's engine sputters and groans like a dying beast before continuing down the road. I pull my jacket tighter around me as the wind picks up. In the distance, I can make out a sign. Cape Lockehurst, New England's best kept secret. I can't help but snort out a laugh at the tagline before starting down the road. The fog rolling off the ocean nearly swallows up the town, but I can just barely make it out in the distance. The road ahead is deserted except for one man walking towards me. I can tell he is smiling before I even see what color his eyes are.
Ah,
Hi. He gives me a nod as we cross paths, as if we had been neighbors for years. I nod back and almost continue passing him before he speaks again. You a tourist? I suppose so. Why?
well, I'll be.
Never seen you around here before. Figured you were visiting. Is it so obvious? Probably not. I'm just something of a... what's it called? social butterfly in town. You're a social butterfly, okay.
Name's Garret Ward. I run a farm just down the road. Folks come by all the time to visit me and my herd. Well, mostly the herd.
I heard of what? Like sheep? Nice to meet you. My name is MissKatonik. MissKatonik, you're welcome to visit my farm if you want. I got plenty of food and plenty of goats that need attention. Goats? Okay, maybe we go to his farm. Well, if the goat needs attention, I suppose I must. You're awfully hospitable to strangers. I want to see the goat. Who am I to deny such an offer? Thank you, Mr. Ward. Oh no. I get murdered in horror. I would get murdered in a horror movie. Mr. Ward. Call me Garret. Well done. I appreciate your hospitality, Garret. Unfortunately, I have places to be tonight, but I will consider it. Of course, the ghost will be happy to see you. Garret gives me another neighborly nod and clasps his large hands together. It almost sounds like thunder. But I get home to the herd. They're pretty particular about their feeding times. I'll see you around, MissKatonik. Likewise, Garret. He gives me a loose salute before he continues walking down the road. The air around me suddenly feels much more cold and harsh. For the briefest moment, I imagine a warm fireplace and a cozy farmhouse and wish I took up Garrett's offer. No, I need to go see Ophelia. I did take up Garrett's offer. I brace myself against the wind and march into Cape Lockehurst. Also, I'm like the worst friend. I saw the guy and he mentioned goat and I forgot why I was here. Providence Pours, Christina's missing karaoke night. Who the hell puts a karaoke night poster over a missing persons poster? Special this week. Something pie. Weathered old buildings, rocky deserted beaches, a dock that looks like it's one bad storm away from collapsing entirely. It's exactly like the blog's line said. It felt almost surreal to see it in the flesh. Seems like this is Main Street. Should have asked Ophelia for her address. Just as I'm about to start wandering down the empty road, I see a woman sitting on a bench. Right now, my desire to get out of the cold outweighs the social anxiety of asking for directions. Hello. I like your hair. It looks like a jellyfish. I walk up to the woman, who doesn't look up from the book in her hands. I can't make out the title, but I can see the faint glimmer of her metallic facial piercings. The air feels electric around her, and my hair stands on end. Piercing blue eyes flick up to me. Was I staring? Probably.
Can I help you?
Yes. Do you know where the Gilman Inn is? What book are you reading? No, let me ask for directions. Do you know where the Gilman Inn is? She quirks an eyebrow and then nods her head down the road. Next block over, take a left. Her piercings catch the light with the tilt of her head. Ah, thank
Darling.
you. She then stares at me and I feel like a butterfly pinned in place. It's almost like she's evaluating me. The moment passes quickly and she returns to her book. I resist the urge to ask her name, shuffling down the street according to her directions. Ooh. Just as the woman said, Gilman's Inn was just a block away. The air was rich with the smell of cardamom, and the rustic wooden furniture made me feel less like I was walking into a business and more like I was visiting a distant relative. Okay, cozy. There was a woman at the front desk fussing with a very large dog. As soon as I approached the desk, she sat up straight and hit me with a blinding smile. Oh, Minnie, he is so cute. That's quite a few dogs. Oh, welcome to the Gilman Inn. You must be Ophelia's guest. She told me you'd be coming. She's staying in the attic suite. Thank you, miss. Do feel free to make yourself comfortable here. She left some extra payment in case you wanted to stay with her. That's kind of her. Thank you again. Where is she? It's my pleasure, dear. Have a good night. Look at all the puppies. Big baby and smaller babies. The kind woman points me towards a set of stairs. As I start ascending, I hear the low whine of a very big dog. No, Cherry, you can't demand pets from every guest. Maybe after I see Ophelia, I can come back down and pet the dogs. True. The steps are a bit too creaky and a bit too tall to make climbing them comfortable, but I make it to the top. There's an old wooden door that's been left open. At least their hotel room open. I poke my head inside to see a cozy little bedroom with two equally as cozy looking beds. Oh, is this Ophelia? A figure organizes papers on a desk in the room, and I can immediately recognize Ophelia's dusty blue scarf. Ophelia? She stands up and whips around. There's a dark expression on her face, as if it took her a moment to register it was me, but it's quickly replaced with pure joy.
Hey.
Why was she concerned? She bounds over and wraps her arms around you.
I've missed you. It's been so long.
Why didn't you reply to any of my texts? I wanna ask that, yes. I also wanna hug her, I don't know. Like, just hug her, I guess. I sag into her, relief nearly knocking me over. Her glasses dig into my shoulder some when she gives me another big squeeze before pulling back. She laughs and stands back, looking like a brilliant ray of sunshine in this drab town. In the several years we've known each other, she's always been good at cheering me up. Whether it was a failed exam or a bad breakup, she always made such an effort to comfort me. I didn't realize how much I missed her in this past month, and while it's great to see her, I can't help but feel uneasy. Apparently that was written all over my face. What's wrong? What do you mean what's wrong? Quite a bit. You ghost me for nearly a month, and then the first time you make contact is to invite me to vacation with you in some haunted town we read about on the internet? Oh, is that what's wrong with the town? It's hardly been a vacation for me, but we can chat about that later. Her sunny disposition fades as she gives me a serious look. But I worried you, didn't I? I'm sorry. Let me answer some questions for you. I think that'll help. Yes. Ask me anything. Why didn't you call? Why did you come here? What have you been doing this past month? And so the safe scumming starts. Okay. Sorry. What have you been doing this past month? Researching the urchin species that live here. Are they special? Even if the rumors about this place are bunk, the ecosystem is truly remarkable. Okay. I used the library here to email my thesis advisor, and he said I could stay and do my research here so long as I sent him some of my findings. That's great, Ophelia. Maybe you can show me what you have so far? Something in her expression shifts and she looks away. Maybe. I'm not satisfied with it yet. But I've been meeting with some of the locals to get their thoughts on my work. Did you know there's another marine biologist in town? I just hung out for coffee with him the other day. I'm happy you're making friends, Ophelia. Maybe I can introduce you. Ask me anything. Oh, I can ask all of it. Why did you come here? Well, remember when you were talking to me about Cape Lockehurst while you were researching stuff for your thesis? I nod. What was my thesis about?
Huh?
There were some freaky stories about this place. Mutant fish, strange lights in the ocean, ancient cults. I smell Lovecraftian. I think I know what this is about. I kind of wanted to check it out. And since my folks didn't want to fly here from India for fall break, I decided to check it out on my own. Turns out, a lot of those internet rumors are hoaxes. No shit. Shocker. We both stifle a chuckle. Ask me anything. Why didn't you call? Truthfully, I got caught up in my research. I believe that. She laughs and rubs the back of her neck. You know me, I can get a bit lost in my world once I get going. I was really worried about you, Ophelia. I know, I'm sorry. Next time, I'll let you know if I'm going to be gone for a while. Well, hopefully there won't be a next time, but you know what I mean. That's all I wanted to ask. Lovely. I'm going to probably call it an early night, but the bed over there is yours. Thanks, Ophelia. No problem. And hey, MissKatonik? Yeah?
I know I've said it like a million times already, but I'm really sorry.
I think I've said it just this once, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. I forgive you. It's not okay, but I forgive you, Ophelia. You're one of my best friends. She offers a bittersweet smile. Thank you, MissKatonik. She wraps me up in another quick hug before shuffling back over to her desk. I glance over to my bed. The impossibly plush comforter is almost too hard to resist, but my aching legs are begging to be used after sitting in a bus all day. The wind seems to have let up, and the dock doesn't seem too far from here. I'm going to go stretch my legs. I'll be back in half an hour. She gives me a pleasant wave as I slip out of her room. The dog? Can I pet the dog? The lobby is empty when I get down there. No proprietress, no dogs. Sad. Much to my disappointment. Though, upon closer inspection, I see a figure in the corner. Is this supposed to be like an ACDC shirt? His sleepy eyes drift over the stack of papers in his hand. As I walk past him to the door, he lifts his gaze to meet mine. A slow, lazy smile plays across his face, and he nods a greeting to me before returning to his papers. Is this the other marine biologist? I continue out onto the street and down to the docks. The evening sun has dipped lower, and the sky is painted a dusty navy. The air smells of fish and brine. It is both comforting in its predictability and powerful enough to make my nose wrinkle. I miss the smell of the ocean. I pace up and down the wooden planks. My body feels like it's tied in a knot after being on that bus all day. Why is there a I was gonna say, why is there a villain fishing? But it's the mustache, I promise. As I reach the end of the dock, I see a man standing with a fishing rod in hand. There's an extra one on the ground next to him. Isn't it weird to just join someone fishing? Why do I have that option? Sure, let's go fish with the villain. Fishing is always more enjoyable with company. Excuse me, may I join you? Of course, stick a rod. The fishing in this area is notoriously fickle. I'll show you the ropes. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. To cast, hold spacebar until the bar is filled. Then release. Wait for the fish to bite the hook. To reel it in, press space repeatedly to move the indicator and keep it green. Hold spacebar until it's filled. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Ah, okay. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Damn. Okay, this is hard. What the hell? Okay. Maybe there's a timing to it that I'm not getting? Ah, shit. What the fuck? Oh. No, it says press space repeatedly. So I am pressing it repeatedly. I'm not holding it. Ah, fuck. I suck! Seems like I'm a bit rusty with my rod. Skip minigame. Huh, I'm not half bad at this. I lied. Or so I think, until I look at the man next to me and see that he has 3 buckets full of fish in the time I took to fill one. Well, he's local. He knows how the fish work. Thanks for keeping me company. Sure. That drained me more than I thought it would. More than I would like to admit. I head away from the dock and back into town now, more than ready to collapse into a plush mountain of a bed in my room. Fishing is hard. As I'm heading back into town, I see a woman moving in the distance. Is she skateboarding? On this uneven pavement? Some of them can. I don't know how. Cute! She's humming to herself and hasn't noticed me at all. Her voice is hauntingly beautiful, and her movements are so fluid she almost appears to be floating on her skateboard. And then she trips. One of the board's front wheels gets caught on one of the uneven cobble and sends her tumbling to the ground. I rush over to her, but she has already righted herself. Luckily, she seems unharmed enough. Her cheeks flush with embarrassment once we lock eyes.
Did you see that?
No. See what? Her face brightens and she laughs. Thanks for saving my pride. I can't help but smile and shake my head. Whatever do you mean? I didn't see anything at all.
Yay!
Well, you have a good night. You as well, and keep an eye out next time. Oh, I certainly will. She hops on her board and skates back down the street until she's out of sight. I've had my fair share of public mishaps. Can only imagine the embarrassment she felt. I continue my way back to Gilman's Inn. There's so many characters. Ophelia's already asleep when I get there. Her glasses are folded neatly on her bedside table next to the glass of water and book. She always did that at home too. I let myself take comfort in the familiar sight before changing and sinking into my own bed. The plush blankets feel like they just swallow me whole. The stress of trying to find Ophelia, the long bus ride, my thesis, all that tension drains out of my body as it melts into the mattress. I don't remember falling asleep, or most of my dreams for that matter. But the one thing I do recall is dreaming about a bright flash of light in the sky over the open ocean. October 8, 2006. I wake up to the familiar woody, spicy aroma of Ophelia's morning tea. She's always up and dressed, a tumbler in her hand and a second on the desk next to her. She gives me a delighted look when she notices I'm awake.
Hey!
I have some work I need to do today, but I didn't just want to head out before you got up. Where are you heading? I have a meeting with someone in town. Then I need to climb the beaches and tide pools, take some samples if I can. I settle into a mild disappointment. I suppose I'm on my own today. I hope it goes well, Ophelia. Thanks, I'll be back after dinner. I got a lot of work to do. I'm sure you understand. All I can muster is a simple nod. You're the best. She gasps for a moment before bringing me the second tumbler. The rich, waxy notes hit me as she holds it out. I made you a cup in case you wanted it. Thank you. It's the same blend I use at home. I made it just how you like it. I wrap my hands around the tumbler and bring it to my lips. It's a bold black tea that sends a surge of warmth through my whole body. It's cut with a splash of milk and nothing more. It's perfect. I can already feel my senses sharpening and my brain waking up. This is great. Ophelia beams with pride. I'm glad. Oh, and before I go, I'll always get breakfast at this coffee shop down the road. Oh, I always get breakfast, okay. It's called Providence Pours. If you want to go, I left some money on the desk. Consider it an apology for having to work while you're here. Okay. You really didn't have to do that, but I wanted to. Let me treat you. Anyway, I gotta head out. Places to be, people to meet, sea urchins to sample. See you later. And with that, she's gone. I let myself lay in bed a while longer before prying myself from the cozy prison of blankets and pillows. A trip to the local coffee shop didn't sound bad. I gathered my belongings, slipped on my coat, and dug out to the streets of Cape Lockehurst. Ooh. There's a lot of missing posters on this board over here. You guys can't see it, but it's there. It was about a 5-minute walk from the bed and breakfast to the coffee shop. As I enter, I'm greeted by warm air made thick with the smell of roasted coffee, beans, and cinnamon. There are a few customers meandering about, all craning coffee mugs in their hands. Only one man tends to the counter, and God does he look bored. Oh, it's this guy. But I remember him. He was at the bed and breakfast last night. I approach the counter, and he immediately seems to perk up.
Welcome to Providence Pours. What can I get for you?
Just a chocolate muffin, please. Sure thing. Name for the order? MissKatonik. He nods, uncaps a Sharpie with his mouth, and scribbles something down on the cup. I pay for my order with some of the money Ophelia left me. Afterwards, he leans on the counter, and I get a good look at his name tag. Michael.
How's it been?
Did I see you at the B&B yesterday? Yeah. Ooh, neither one of these are good. Yeah. What were you doing there? You were standing in the corner looking at some papers. I help with their menu. Oh! They have the bed part down, but they're severely lacking in the breakfast department. Ah. You made a good choice coming here instead. I'll be the judge of that. Although it doesn't matter. If they're doing and the food here and the food there, it's probably just as good, right? Michael's smile widens and he chuckles softly.
Rude.
Oh, sorry. Noted. I'll take an extra care to pick the best muffin from the display case. Ah, yes, very nice. With that, Michael glides away to start preparing my order. Is it Michael or Mikkel? Mikkel. As I'm about to go sit down, he throws a question over his shoulder.
Hi.
What brings you to Cape Lockehurst? Just visiting. My friend is here, and apparently this town is haunted. I have a friend staying here, so I'm visiting her. We first heard about the place on some ghost hunters blog, so we were intrigued. His eyes flash and he suddenly seems much more animated.
What?
Do you believe in that sort of stuff? Ghosts, monsters, demons? I'm studying folklore. They make for interesting stories. I do. No, it's just nonsense. Oh. Let's see. At the expense of getting judged by everyone that watches the stream and the VOD. I do. There are just too many stories about supernatural phenomena across cultures for it all to be coincidences. Exactly. Spoken like a scholar or something. Ah, well, I study folklore and anthropology. He chuckles softly. That checks out. What do you mean? After a few minutes of waiting, Michael deposits my order on the counter. Here you go. Thanks. Oh! As I'm picking up my order, a familiar woman glides in. My usual, Mike. Michael smiles and holds out a to-go mug to her. Already have it here. You're late, Angel. Angelique. Oh, it's not like you care, darling. The two exchange glares before laughing. Thank you, Michael. She takes the coffee before turning to me. I remember you from last night. You seem to have found your way eventually, darling. Ah, yes, thank you again. Of course, darling. Now, if you ever find yourself terribly bored, I help run the library in town. Ooh, cool. Do come by and visit. It can get quite dull without visitors. Maybe I could find some books for my thesis. I'll stop by for sure. I'll visit if I have time. I'll stop by for sure. I have some research I need to do, so I just might take you up on that.
Darling.
Huh? Lovely. It's not a main street, so do try not to get lost. Har har. Thank you for the offer.
Angelique LeBeau.
Oh?
I look forward to getting to know you, darling.
I'm MissKatonik, and likewise. She bows her head and takes her leave. You two seem to know one another. Yeah, she's a regular. Comes in every day before work. Speaking of, how long are you staying? A few days? He nods and smiles. Got it. Well, we're always open and business can get slow. It'll be nice to have some fresh faces around here. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see a few of the other customers casting annoying glances at him.
My name's Mikkel, by the way. Mikkel Javier Ordonez.
Mikkel. Okay. Mikkel. Nice to meet you, Mikkel. He nods and watches me with such intense curiosity I could feel my ears burn. Before they combust into flames, I thank him, take my order, and head back to my room. Why were they upset at him for saying he wants to see new faces? Nothing warms me up on a drab day like a hot drink and overpriced muffin from a coffee shop. I have a full day ahead of me with limited possibilities. Well, considering the size of this town, the possibilities are actually quite limited. I suppose I'll make the most of my time and explore what I can. Where should I go? We got to go to the farm. Right. Let's go to the farm. I want to see the goat. Last night, the kind farmer invited me to see his farm. Some fresh and cute farm animals? I hardly needed to convince myself to visit. The long road out of town leads to a large field of jade green grass with a few humble buildings dotting the landscape. Very pretty. After following a well-worn path, I arrive at a large single-story farmhouse. The ivory paint is chipping and stained where plants used to cling to it. Few pieces on the deck, fences, and lawn furniture look quite new, as if just recently repaired. In the distance, I can hear a small chorus of bleats. Sure enough, just past the house, there is a pen full of sheep and goats. I don't see Garret around, so I begin to amble around the side of the house, and almost run into a small girl no older than 12. She scurries away with eyes as wide as saucers. Whoa, slow down there, Squirt. I could hear Garrett's warm laugh as he turns the corner, holding the child's hand in his. Her likeness was startling.
Hi.
Ah, his daughter. Sorry if Cassidy gave you a scare. He looks down to his child and he nods in my direction. Cass, this is MissKatonik. You're visiting from out of town. The small girl, Cassidy, hides behind Garret, her eyes never leaving me. Is she crying or is she concerned? Hello, Cassidy. I do my best to seem as friendly as possible. Hello, Cassidy. I'm MissKatonik. I like your farm. Do you like oats? You're a human. Yes. Huh? Garret lets out a thunderous laugh.
Gibbs.
Okay. The young girl, Cassidy, gives me an odd look before running off on her own. Garret shakes his head and smiles at me. Glad you decided to visit me all the way out here. This place is my life's work. I raised the herd myself, milked the goats, sheared the sheep, and even set myself up a small business selling yarn. Oh, that's cool. That sounds like a lot of work for one man. Ha, it is. Back when Cass's mom was around, she'd help with some of the work. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. It's not like that. We just split up after a few years back. Oh. I see. Well, it's impressive that you did all this on your own.
Oh, well, thank you.
Truly, I don't mind all the labor. It's what I love doing. It just gets lonely all the way out here. Not many folks from town visit unless I'm throwing a party. And even then, they're more interested in the herd and my cooking than anything else. I suppose I'll just have to visit you then. But it's also quite peaceful. Yeah, it's a bit unpleasant. It's peaceful out here. I'm only visiting for a few days, so I guess I could say... I don't know. I suppose I'll just have to visit you then. His eyes widen before he grins. I can't help but notice how the corners of his eyes crinkle just so when he beams like that. I won't say no to good company. Well, since you came all the way out here, how about I introduce you to the herd? The goats. I would love to meet them. I'll warn you, they're a handful. I only see the goats. With another warm laugh, he leads me around the side of the house. Just as he opens the pen for us to enter, the goats rush out past us. I could barely hear Cassie's giggles as the stampede tears through the
Oh
farm.
no, the goats.
Oh no, the goats! We gotta get him back. He springs into action and I follow him. Do I have to actually catch the goats? I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I just follow his lead and try to wrangle at least one. Oh no, it's a minigame. Ah, okay. Left click when arrow is pointing at orange line. Okay. Okay. Oops. Did I catch a goat? I was able to wrangle all of one goat, who gave me a mighty headbutt to the shin. Ow. Garret and I latched the pen shut and catch our breaths. I know I said they're a handful, but they normally don't run out like that. I'll stand far away next time. It's alright. It's okay. Animals can be unpredictable sometimes. You can say that again. Still, I don't know what's gotten into them. He pauses before his eyes dart to Cassidy, who is still giggling and holding something behind her back. Cass, what are you holding behind your back? She suddenly looks quite sheepish and shakes her head. Cass, don't lie to your old man. Did you swipe their treats? I don't know. With a good-natured laugh, he reaches down and tickles Cassidy, causing her to drop a bag of animal crackers she was hiding. Treachery, to think my own flesh and blood is capable of betrayal. Cassidy explodes into giggles as Garret continues to tickle her. Those are their favorite treats, you little imp. They're trying to get your old man and his guests trampled. He spends some time tickling her and swinging her around before he finally releases her. Cassidy scampers away with a mischievous grin, leaving Garret and me alone with the goats. Ah, light of my life, that one. She seemed so shy at first. She's a tricky little scamp. She didn't mean any harm by it, I promise. He clamps a large hand on my shoulder. Now, let's get on with the tour then. I think it takes about an hour for Garret to show me his entire farm, most of which was spent petting his animals. I don't get to see the animals. His laugh was certainly impressive, and his warm demeanor never faltered. I almost didn't want to leave, but he had errands to run, so I had to go. Luckily, though, he said I was welcome back any time. Where should I go? It's supposed to be a vacation. I'm gonna work on my vacation. Can I go to all the places? Main Street. I figured there'd be plenty to explore Main Street in the light of day. Aside from the bed and breakfast and Providence floors, I didn't really know what else was on the street. Oh, true. The only store I recognize is a bad burger chain called Derby's. The rest seem to be local shops. A crafting supply store catches my eye only because I recognize the woman in front of it. Oh, she's now down putting up a chalkboard advertising some sale the store is putting on. When she's done, she spots me and gives me a convivial wave.
Oh, hello again. Funny bumping into you again. Looking for yarn or fabric?
No, just on a walk. Gotcha. Are you enjoying your vacation so far? How'd you know I was on vacation? I've never seen you around here before, so I just assumed. Ah, okay. Well, it's alright so far. I'm still getting my bearings in town. Well, if you have time, you should totally check out King's Pub. They have these great karaoke nights, and the bartender is such a sweetheart. Sounds fun? Can't say I've done much karaoke before, but seems like it could be fun. Oh, it is. Of course, everyone's bad because they're either drunk or just playing around. But that's what makes it so great. You get to just let go and not take yourself so seriously. I'll be sure to visit sometime. You should. If not the same, to at least sample some of their cocktails there. They're to die for. She extends her hand my way.
My name's Sanraya. Sanraya Baande.
Sanraya. Okay. I take it and give it a good shake. I'm MissKatonik. It's good to meet you. Same here. You'll probably see me around Christine's or Derby's, actually. I work part-time at both. Oh. I'll keep an eye out. Just as Sanraya opens her mouth to say something else, her eyes fixes on something behind me. Oh my god. I turn around half expecting to see something horrible judging by her expression. Only to see the owner of bed and breakfast walking several dogs. Well, walking some of them, others are being carried like babies in her arms. Oh my god, I want to pet them so bad. Sanraya rushes over and the owner laughs. Oh, you're more than welcome there. I run over to join Sanraya and petting the dogs. I kneel down to pet one, and then a huge slobbering one nearly knocks me over as he tries to climb into my lap. I can't help but laugh and pet the excitable pup. After getting all of the pets I can in, I force myself back. Both Sanraya and I are smiling like idiots. The bed and breakfast owner scoops some of her dogs up in her arms again and continues her walk. Alright, you have a good day now. Bye now. I should probably get going too. Hopefully I'll see you around, MissKatonik. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. You too. Her voice is almost melodic as she replies and disappears back into the store. I continue my exploration of Main Street alone, enjoying the soft crashing of waves in the distance and salty air. I don't even end up buying anything other than a new pair of gloves for the cold, but that's okay. It was nice to go on a walk. Where should I go? Library, I guess. Visiting Angelique at the library sounds nice. Luckily, it wasn't too hard to find. Weekly reading list. Okay. Between the old carpeting and rich mahogany wood paneling, it felt like I was stepping into one of my university buildings rather than a library in a small town. So you did decide to grace me with your presence, darling. Despite her words, her face remains fixed into a focused frown as she sorts out some paper on the front desk. Nice to see you again, Angelique. She nods a half-hearted acknowledgement before returning her full attention to her work. Bookshelves divide the room into a maze of narrow corridors. If there were anyone other than Angelique and myself here, I certainly couldn't see them. I strolled to the desk to get a look at what was holding Angelique's attention. Scraps of paper lay in disarray before her. Maybe it was a newspaper clipping one, but now it's nothing but sorry jigsaw pieces on her desk. What are you doing here? Angelique, what are you doing? Trying to reassemble this document. A child got a hold of it during story time and I couldn't snatch it out of their hands fast enough. She sighs and shakes her head. First, the children are listening like perfect little cherubs. The next, they're ripping apart books, wrestling one another, and having a contest to see who can scream the loudest. It do be like that. Seems like story time is a veritable war zone. It is certainly not for the faint of heart. Before I go taking refuge in the book, could you perhaps take a look at these pieces? I've been up all night reorganizing our YA section. My brain's sticking out of my ears. I need another set of eyes on this. Sure? I'd love to help. Kinda curious to see what it says too. It's nothing special, but I admire your curiosity nonetheless. Okay, so this is the top part. How do I rotate it? Ah, like this. Okay. Alright. So this Lockehurst. Mount. Confounding comet crashlands? This one? In Cape Lockehurst, strange lights offshore, says fisherman. Yes. Is this good? US to increase aid overseas. Enrique Perrin wins mayoral election and landslide. Continue. Ah, there we go. Nothing more satisfying than a puzzle solved. Seems like this is an old newspaper clipping from the 40s, maybe. It's reporting on the mayor election, war efforts, and a strange comet landing in the waters just off of Cape Lockehurst. Huh. I remember reading about that when I was researching this place online. Thank you very much. While we cannot restore it to its original condition, I can at least preserve it, or what's left of it. And it's not like I don't have photocopies. No problem.
Darling.
I have some archiving I need to work on. If you need anything at all, darling, give me a call. Of course, thank you, Angelique. She nods and waves me off with a small smile before continuing to organize other papers on her desk. I take my leave down the thin aisle of the library, peering down every row until one strikes my fancy. History and religion, bingo. I pick out a few books on New England folklore, the founding of Cape Lockehurst, and an anthology of cryptic sightings, mostly to entertain myself. With a delighted sigh, I cozy up in a nook and get to reading. There wasn't anything terribly interesting or groundbreaking in the books, but they were enjoyable. Most had rumors about how Cape Lockehurst was haunted by a supernatural fish demon who fed on the psychic energy of its residents. It was either that or vicious crustacean warriors who raided the town every full moon, or ghostly singing luring sailors from the town to their demise. Nearly every anecdote also appeared in the articles I read a few months back. I'm almost regretting not including Cape Lockehurst in my research for my thesis, but it's too late to change it now. After an hour or two digesting nothing but ghost stories printed in the smallest text known to man, my brain is begging for a change of scenery. I return the books and give Angelique a nod before heading out. And just like that, there went the day. My body aches all over and my muscles scream at me to get some sleep. I can't help but notice that Ophelia still isn't home. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but it sucks to be left out dry like this, especially after coming all the way to see her. Even if she's doing research work, she was the one who invited me. I can't let myself end this day on a sour note. After all, I had a pretty decent time, all things considered. Which moment sticks out the most? Oh, okay, is this like choosing my route? I feel like I can do this in order, so let's go to the farm one first. Spending time with Garret on his farm was both hilarious and a good workout trying to get those goats back. And his daughter, Cassidy, was so adorable. I need to make an effort to visit again during my trip. As I reflect on the day, I fall back into my bed and let my aching body rest for a moment. I make the mistake of letting my eyes close, and then you fell asleep. And before I know it, I'm woken up by a crash. I bolt upright. It almost sounded like someone running into something heavy. I run to the window and look down the street. That fishing man from yesterday night was stumbling down the road. He looks dazed, and his gait is uneven. He takes another tumble into a trash can, knocking it over and immediately getting back up. Without a second thought, I rush outside. Is he drunk? By the time I get to the street, he's almost reached the beach. What's wrong with him? I hope he's not hurt. Damn, where is he? I look around before spotting him by the cliffside. He's stumbling along and disappears around the bend. Sir, are you alright? Oh, this is so... Okay. No, don't tell me he went inside. Despite my better judgment, I enter the cave. Still air assaults my nose. I push ahead and eventually find myself in a musty cave. Pale, sick smoke drifts lazily from a gaping crater in the center of the cavern, and a man is standing before it. His arms are open, as if waiting for an embrace. A creeping dread overtakes my senses, and my stomach drops. Are you alright? Sir, what's going on? Are you okay? No response. My mind races, and all I can think of is that I need to get us both out of here. As I start to move, the smoke leaking from the pit expands and billows throughout the entire cave.
Oh no. No!
A scream rings out and is immediately etched into my memory forever. The scream of someone who knows they're dying. It came from the pit, from that man. I can't move despite every nerve in my body igniting. I'm only shocked out of the state when two reflective eyes stare at me through the fog. MissKatonik. A raspy voice rakes at my mind. Oh god, something else is in there. It's all about I can do to run and duck behind a rock. I close my eyes and cover my mouth. Focus, stay quiet. Oh! Okay. Oh, left click, sorry. Oh my god. I think it's gone. Whatever it is. I can barely see through the fog, but I need to get out of here. I force myself to my feet and run in the direction I think I came from. Stone turns to sand beneath my feet. I collapse into the sand and try to catch my breath. My heart thunders in my ears. I cannot stop replaying the man's scream in my head.
There you are. Oh my gosh. Are you okay?
What are you doing here? Ophelia's voice, chiming like a church bell, breaks me from my stupor. Before I know it, she is kneeling next to me, holding my face in her hands.
What are you doing out here? You weren't in the room when I got back. I was so worried.
Okay, fair enough. I don't have the strength to reply. I was still trying to process what the hell just happened. Let's get you home. Did I not just come out of a cave, though? Ophelia loops an arm around me and does her best to help me off the ground. She does her best considering our height difference. I'm hardly aware of my surroundings by the time we get to our room, and don't even remember falling asleep. October 9th. I'm back in my bed. Early morning sun shines through the curtain, and I smell Ophelia's tea. What happened last night? Why does my head hurt so bad? The beach, that cave, that man. Was that a dream? Ophelia's pacing a rut in the floor, brow furrowed, where she notices I'm awake. MissKatonik, how are you feeling? My head is killing me. I have this pounding headache. Drink some water. She hands me a cup of water. I think you were sleepwalking last night. I found you in a daze on the beach. It felt so real. Was I really sleepwalking? No. Do you remember anything? Yeah, I was waiting for you to get home. Then I saw a man outside. He was stumbling. He looked unwell. I ran outside to see if I could help him. I followed him to the beach and went inside this cave. My blood begins to run cold as the memories start flooding back. The scream, the fog, the voice that called my name. I recount everything to Ophelia, not omitting a single detail. I'm met with silence as Ophelia processes my story. She then puts a hand on mine. MissKatonik, I think you were sleepwalking. I only saw one set of footprints on the beach. No, I'm serious. It wasn't some dream. I know what I saw. I hold eye contact, trying hard to convince her of what happened. Okay, I believe you. I'm just glad you're alright then. She leans forward and wraps her arms around me tightly. I'm sorry I came home so late. I should have been here with you. You couldn't have known. Shh, just let me be sorry. After a tight bear hug, she releases me and sits on the bed next to me. I have a phone call with my thesis advisor later today, but want to hang out this morning? Yeah, I'd like that. Great, I'll see if I can ask the owner if we could have a breakfast in our room. Okay. She leaps up from the bed, beaming like the sun.
Aw, sit right there, my sleepy friend. Ophelia will be back with a bountiful feast.
I can't help but laugh, and like that, she bounds away. Despite last night, Ophelia's dawdling feels so great, familiar. We've been friends since our final year of high school after bonding during a particularly grueling AP chemistry class. But we went to different undergraduate programs, we ended up at the same grad school. Both of us are workaholics to the bone, and sometimes we would go for a few days without talking, both lost in our own little worlds. But when we did spend time together, it was much like this. Ophelia bouncing around, full of energy and being a darling friend. Soon she re-enters the room, balancing several plates on her arms, each more full than the last. French toast, scrambled eggs, huge blueberry muffins. It's certainly too much for the two of us, but I don't care. She pulls up her desk chair and we spend the better part of the morning eating, chatting about how our schoolwork has been going, and what shows we've been watching. It's nice. The morning passes peacefully, and Ophelia soon leaves for her meeting. As soon as I'm alone, a creeping dread begins to overtake me again. Last night, Ophelia seems to think it might have been a dream. Well, it couldn't hurt to check the beach again, see if that weird door is actually there or not. It's not like I have anything better to do. Alright, let's go. The beach is entirely empty. The dead silence is only cut with occasional wave crashes and seagull cawing. I do my best to retrace my steps last night. Hey, what's that? There's a tackle box stuck in the sand, as if it was dropped. It feels familiar. Did this belong to that man? Yeah. I pick it up and inspect the contents. Rather than bait and tackle, I found a phone, wallet, and a small leather-bound notebook. Do I get to check all of it? I don't know. Check the notebook. Nothing particular of note. Sketches of fish, notes about the weather. As I turn a few pages, a key falls out and lands softly in the sand. I retrieve it and inspect the flimsy tag attached to it. Lockehurst Living. Sounds like an apartment complex. The number engraved on the key says 201. Must be his place. Rather than bait and tackle, I find a phone, wallet, and a small leather-bound notebook. Check the wallet. $16 in cash, a gift card for a restaurant called Derby's. A driver's license. Seems like this man is Faust Ackerman. Based on the birth date here, he's 48. Check the phone. His phone is locked and I have no way of knowing his PIN. I don't have the patience to brute force my way in. His lock screen is a picture of a scarlet sun peeking out over the ocean's horizon. There seems to be an unread message from someone called Daisy. Because Daisy sent him a message at 10:23 p.m. last night. Usual meeting spot? Whoever this Daisy person is might know more about why he was acting so strange. After I finish poking through the man's box, Faust's box, the hair on the back of my neck stands up. My blood runs cold and there's a pit in my stomach. Something's wrong. I look around, almost in a frenzy, as I try to figure out what it is that's making me feel this way. It's then that I spot it. What the fuck? Why the jump scare? Fucking Cthulhu. A wretched creature looming over me and pinning me in place with piercing eyes. Green, leathery skin stretched over huge wings, writhing tentacles where its mouth should be. It glows with an unnatural light, though hardly any part of it was natural. I could hardly think, hardly process what I was seeing. Was this the thing that killed that man, Faust? My mind nearly splits as it speaks.
Do not be afraid.
Oh, they voice acted that. Okay, fuck. Oh god, what am I going to do? Attempt to fight it off! Okay, wait. Alright. I should run. I don't know what attempt to fight it off is. I kind of want to see what that is. Try to communicate with it? It takes all of my focus and strength to form a coherent thought, but I try. What are you? The thing doesn't reply, instead just watching me curiously. Damn, my mind is killing me. Oh, I'm gonna die. My vision keeps fading in and out. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I pass out! No! Just as I feel my head is going to pop, the pressure fades. Where there was a grotesque monster stood. Mikkel? Are you alright? Did you see that creature?
Huh?
What? It was huge, had tentacles on its face, green skin, it glowed. I was standing right where you're standing. He doesn't reply, instead looking concerned for a moment, and then curious.
Interesting.
You can see me then. That's new. Excuse me? Well, allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Mikkel. My true name. What? My true name is Mikuril, Sovereign of the Dreaming Depths.
You know, normally people see this handsome face. In reality, I have something far, far greater than human.
So the sick part is this, right? When I was looking at the Cthulhu thing, I was definitely looking at. Anyway. What the hell? What the hell? You just said that like it was nothing. Sovereign of the Dreaming Depths? 1,000 different feelings race through my head, but the strongest one is curiosity? If this wasn't a hallucination, I'm experiencing an actual supernatural phenomenon. Mikkel.
What?
Please, I go by Mikkel now. Mikkel, what is going on? A coy and wicked smile plays across his face, but I can't sense any malice. I don't know. Normally, humans can't see me for what I really am. For reasons I don't really know. Cape Lockehurst holds a lot of power. The humans can't sense it, but creatures like me can. The air here is electric with it. It feeds us, allows us to blend in with you, grows our power. I don't want to hurt you. All I want right now is to continue to be Mikkel. You probably have a million questions. Ask me anything. Oh, is every local not human? Ooh. Why do you want to be human? If you really are some squid monster, why are you pretending to be human?
Huh?
I got bored of my usual form. His brow furrow and his eyes dart away from mine. He's lying. I'll have to pry the truth out of him later. You probably have a million questions. Ask me anything. What makes Cape Lockehurst so special? Well, you've likely read the rumors about it online. Yes, I found a blog talking about mutant fish and otherworldly hauntings here. Mikkel lets out a loud laugh and he shakes his head. Those are fake as hell, but even rumors need to start somewhere. I don't know what happened here to make it so powerful, but it just is. Maybe an outer god ripped open a hole in the universe beneath the city hall. Maybe a star fell and cursed the land. Maybe there used to be a cult here. Whatever it is, it's turned Cape Lockehurst into a watering hole for the creepy and cosmic. You probably have a million questions. Are there more monsters here? You already said feeds us. Are there more monsters here? You've already met a few. Remember Angel from the coffee shop? How many of you are?
What?
Not the entire town, if that's what you're worried about. You probably have a million questions. Ask me anything. That's all I can ask. That's all I wanted to know. That's not true. I'm glad you're taking this so well. Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, hold on now. Just because I'm curious doesn't mean I'm not suspicious of you. His eyes darken, but his smile doesn't fade.
Rude.
Why? Just because I'm a 10-foot tall squid man strong enough to rip your mind and body to shreds? Yes. Also, is your tongue forked? That certainly doesn't help. But no, there was a man here last night. A man named Faust. He looked sick. I followed him into a cave and then something attacked him. I couldn't see what because of the stick smoke. There's something obviously paranormal going on here. There's no other option. All the common sense and logic in my brain screamed at me for even saying that out loud, but I couldn't deny what I saw. A monster must have killed Faust. And you think it's me? There's no way to know. I don't have enough leads, and if there are other creatures like you in town, they could have done it. Or it could be a human. I suppose. Well, I didn't kill anyone last night. Is that box his? He points to the tackle box I was investigating earlier. Yes, why? Did anything in there say where he lives? Why? Let's investigate his place. See if we can find out who killed him. What?
You heard me.
You heard me.
If I'm a suspect, I want to clear my name.
Fair. Mikkel, I'm not sure that's... Too late. Come on, Pandora. You open this box. Fine. I'm keeping an eye on you, though. He throws me a wicked grin. Fine by me. His voice sends a shiver down my spine, and I quickly shrug it off. I nod, close up the tackle box, and head back into town with Mikkel at my heels. The Lockehurst living apartment building is on the other side of town, so it takes us a moment to get there. Mikkel doesn't make conversation as we walk. He just watches me with a curious smile. When we reach the building, we walk in as casual as we can. We navigate to the second floor and try to key on the door labeled 201. And just like that, we're in. Ooh. He really likes fish. Why are the fish in the freaking bathtub? The overpowering smell of fish and iron nearly knocks me over. I can't see a bathroom just off this room. Its tub is nearly overflowing with ice and fish, and he's doing dissection things over there. So fill me in. What happened last night? I recall as many details as I can about Faust's final moments. Mikkel nods along with my retelling, and a calm smile on his face.
Interesting.
So I don't know why he was acting strange, why he went to the beach, or what killed him. No. Maybe we can find something around here that'll reveal a motive. Alright, I'll check out the hallway and kitchen. Leaving the fish-filled bathroom to me. I have faith you can handle it, Mikkel. I'm so flattered. The furniture is barely used, and there's not much in the way of personal belongings. There's a lot of personal belongings. There's eyeballs up there. The amount of fishing paraphernalia is almost concerning. The man has a special interest. Huh? There's a calendar on the fridge. It looks like last night he had a meeting with Daisy. And meetings with Daisy every other night before then. Whoever this Daisy person is must be close to him. Oh, there's something written on today's date. Docks, 5 p.m. I wonder what that's about. As I finish looking over the kitchen, I notice some paper scraps half hidden under a cookbook. What's this? Oh. And for the attention of Mr. Foss. This is up one corner. This is another corner. I don't know. Like this. Like that. This looks, yeah, here. And this is here. Okay. Okay. For the attention of Mr. Faust, I am reaching out to humbly request a reduction to my farmland's monthly rent rate. The nearly winter cold has impacted the year's harvest, affecting the overall yield and cutting short the farm's annual supply. As I'm sure you're aware, it has been recently icy season. I have always been a faithful tenant, and my family and I would appreciate nothing more than your patience and understanding with this matter. I would love to discuss further terms in person. Your usual fishing spot would be good. Let me know what time and date is convenient. Garret Ward. Oh. Looks like Faust owns Garrett's farm, and he's been an unforgiving landlord. The letter suggests a meeting later today. That's what the note on the calendar was about. Mikkel said to look for a motive, but Garret seems like such a sweet man.
What are you doing in here?
What are you doing in here? What? A voice familiar yet haunting rings from the doorway behind you. I whip around and... Ah, it's this angel! Oh god, not again. What looks like a jellyfish looms in the doorway. The crimson red bell floats in the air, dangling frilled arms dotted with piercing blue eyes. The similar eyes stare at me from beneath the bell, studying me. My voice gets caught in my throat and then... MissKatonik, answer me. What the hell are you doing in my neighbor's apartment?
Angelique? What's going on out there?
Oh no. That's what I was trying to figure out. Tell the truth. I told him exactly what I told Miko. What point was there in hiding it? I would only look more suspicious. Despite my honesty, both women are dead silent as I feel my heart drop.
How's it been?
Ah, Angel, Raya, I was wondering when you guys were gonna join us. We're investigating a murder. I shoot a harsh glare at Mikkel, who meets it with a cool smile. I sigh and look back at the women. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Rude.
And I think that maybe one of us is supernatural folk did it. Sanraya and Angelique eyes go wide and they exchange worried looks. Don't worry, MissKatonik knows. That we're... Can they see us? She asks Mikkel, but then stares intently at me. I slowly nod and her eyes glitter.
Whoa.
You just keep getting more and more interesting. Thanks, I think. I didn't see her form though. Look, something weird is happening here. I saw the guy who lived here attacked by something in the cave on the beach. I want to get to the bottom of it and figure out what the hell is going on. Why? Pardon? Why are you investigating this, MissKatonik? You could just pretend you didn't see anything. Look the other way. Most humans do. It's easier that way. Why are you looking into this? No, it's the right thing to do. The guy got yoinked. I don't know. If I solve whatever's happening, I could stop other people from getting hurt like Faust did. If something is in that cave hurting people, I want to do something to help.
Darling.
Oh, you sweet thing. Angelique, stop messing with them. Fine, just for you, Sanraya. She shoots an icy smile at Mikkel and me. But if you two are going to play detective, you might as well join in. I just hope no one else gets hurt. Agreed. There was a letter from Garret Ward in the trash. Apparently he and Faust have been having some financial disagreements and we're trying to meet up today. You don't think Farmer Ward hurt him, did you? No way to know unless we investigate. Right. Our best course of action now is to ask Garret what he knows. Lead the way, detective. Mikkel pats my back and shoots me a mischief grin. I almost roll my eyes at him before gathering my things and heading out. According to the letter, Garret asked Faust to meet him at the docks. Let's see what we can learn. Garret has too much to lose, I think. It's a good 10 minutes or so until Garret should be here. Mikkel has already wandered down the beach, apparently looking for anything I may have missed in the sand. I filled in Angelique and Sanraya on the details of the investigation on the way over. Angelique seems to hang on to every word while Sanraya just shifts nervously. Maybe I could ease the tension some by chatting while we wait for Garret. So, you guys are monsters? Are you two roommates? Yeah, we live right across from Faust. Or, well, we did when he was alive. Anyway, Sanraya has just been darling roommate for the past few years. You know what no one tells you about when you become an unknowable cosmic horror darling? How hard it is to find a roommate who understands your dietary needs. What are your dietary needs? She exchanges a small smile with Sanraya. My blood runs cold as I try not to picture what cosmic horrors eat. Right. Well, Angelique, I saw your form. You look like a jellyfish. What about you, Sanraya? You saw me, but not her? Probably because I've been here much longer than you. She laughs and puts a hand on Angelique's shoulder. Even if MissKatonik here can see beyond the town's illusion, it might take a bit longer to see someone who has been hiding for nearly 3 centuries now. I hope you don't mind my curiosity, but... who am I really? Well...
There was a falling star nearly a millennium ago. It crashed into the waves south of the Philippines, and from the surf came Our Lady of Reaching Tides.
Okay. Was she a Sirena? A Majandara? No one quite knew. But she swam through the surf, eating sailors and ships whole. But these days, I prefer ramen and apple cider. She laughs again, and it hits me just how strange of a situation I'm in. These two women are chatting amicably, but in reality, they are ancient, powerful creatures hiding behind an image of a person. Sanraya, Angelique, Mikkel, hell, maybe even Garret, or anyone else I've met are all monsters in disguise. And yet the only time I felt like my life was in danger was in the cave. Even when Mikkel and I were alone on the beach and I was terrified out of my mind, he didn't even try to hurt me. As I got lost in my thoughts, I heard the heavy footfalls of work boots on the docks. Well, hey there! Didn't expect to see you folk here. Hello, Farmer Ward. Your yarn has been selling well, by the way.
Well, I'll be.
Great! This next batch I'm working on is gonna be even better. I hope the buyers are over your craft store appreciate the labor I'm putting in. Now, you folks didn't happen to see a man with a handlebar mustache around here, did you? Are you looking for Faust? How do you know? We're investigating his death. Is the question false? Mr. Faust is dead. Why would someone... What happened? That's what we're trying to figure out. Garrett's eyes widen and he tenses up.
Why?
You don't think I did it, do you? No, we just need to see what you know. We need more information. We only have a few leads, including the letter you sent him. We came here hoping to get some answers. Besides, it would be strange for you to schedule a meeting if you were planning on killing him. Alright, as long as you're not jumping to conclusions. Faust's family has been renting me my land for years, and I've more than paid enough to own it by now. I sent a letter to see if we could reach an understanding on it. While I didn't like the man, I wouldn't hurt him. And I sure as hell don't like the idea of someone going through town attacking folks. Let me help you folks out. What do you know so far? I know I give Garret a quick rundown of what happened last night and what we found so far. I see how that letter you found makes me look bad, but you're gonna have to believe me that I didn't do anything to the guy. I was on my farm taking care of calves all night. He looks down, brown-furred and focused. It's all around then, and Mikkel ambles back over. He sighs up behind me, saying nothing but giving me an eager smile. If you ask me, what happened to Faust sounds a whole lot like what happened to Mrs. Porter a few days back. I hear Sanraya and Angelique whisper behind me.
Huh?
Mrs. Porter, she's our landlady, right? Yes, I thought she just skipped town. Maybe whatever killed Faust has other victims? The last report sighting of Mrs. Porter was on the beach by the cliffside. This is a lot. Cthulhu creatures, monsters that know my name, strange ancient ruins. I can feel my head shaking. The four others are watching me with a mixture of worry and confusion. Wait, I need to figure out what happened. I'll do what I can to help. I can do some research on Mrs. Porter tonight. Where can I find you folks tomorrow to share what I got? Mikkel puts a hand on my shoulder and speaks up. Providence Bourse. Everyone knows where it is, and I can get us coffee before we investigate. That sounds great, but also you seem awfully excited about this, Mikkel. I've always loved detective shows. Now, I've been away from my shift for too long. I can only get away with so much before my boss decides it's time to fire me.
What?
He leans in and whispers to me. He doesn't know I used to be an elder god. Another pat on my shoulder, and he leans away. Let's pause our investigation tonight and reconvene tomorrow at the cafe. It'll be good to sleep on it. Yeah, I'll find some information on Mrs. Porter to see if the cases are connected. My hands aren't shaky anymore. Having a plan makes me feel a little better. That sounds like a good start. I'll see you folks bright and early tomorrow. He gives us a cheerful wave before strolling off. I'll see you guys tomorrow too. Gotta get back to work. So I could not see Saya because they're much older. I don't see Garret having a weird form, so... And the daughter asked if I was human, so is he human and the daughter is not human? Or can I just not see his form because he's old? He tilts his head at me. Try not to get into any more trouble tonight, MissKatonik. Can only handle one mystery at a time. I'll do my best. He nods and laughs before strolling off. I still can't help but feel antsy. And based on the way Sanraya is shifting her weight back and forth, I'm not the only one. To think, there could be a killer on the loose in Cape Lockehurst. Sanraya, darling, how many sailors have you eaten in your lifetime? That's different. We'll get to the bottom of this tomorrow. MissKatonik is right. For now, let's reset our minds so we can be as sharp tomorrow. She turns her icy gaze to me and offers a smile.
Darling.
How would you like to spend dinner with us? You just asked her how many sailors she's eaten, and you made it obvious you have dietary restrictions, and you're asking me for dinner? Oh my god, yes, it's been forever since we had a guest. I was planning to make some pizza from scratch, and Sanraya just finished a batch of the most delicious apple cider. Fuck, I'm going to have dinner with him. Oh, stop. It's not my best. Don't be so modest, darling. I would be lying if I said it wasn't appealing. I need a distraction so badly. So what do you say? I can promise you with 90% certainty that you're not going to be on the menu if you come over. 90%! They know I'm joking. Ophelia's probably busy with work again. I'll probably have time to hang out with them if I wanted to. Should I accept her offer? Sure. Dinner sounds great. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for indulging us, darling. Yay. Oh, we have to use the good plates. For pizza? Duh. Sanraya laughs and takes both Angelique and my hand before running down the street back to their apartment. It's so cozy here. Oh, they've got the glow-in-the-dark stars. That's cute. And a mermaid on the... Okay, I see. I like this. It's nice. I always forget how early the sun sets this time of year. True. It's barely 6 p.m. and the town is already bathed in the sunset's rich golden light. It takes the girl's quaint apartment feel 10 times cozier. Come on in. We'll get dinner going. The two of them seem to fall into a comfortable routine in the kitchen, chatting as they get out ingredients and bowls. I walk over and grab a bar seat at the island in the kitchen. After the events of last night and today, my social battery feels completely drained. It's a little nice to just sit and listen to them talk and prepare dinner. They discuss a game console Angelique just bought, annoying coworkers at both of Sanria's jobs, and other shockingly normal topics. It's hard to imagine that they are really cosmic horrors in disguise. If I hadn't seen Angelique's true form, if Mikkel didn't tell me about this town, I wouldn't have any ideas. Soon Angelique pulls the pizza out of the oven with a triumphant grin. It has anchovies on the side, Sanraya insisted, and normal cheese on the other. Soon, the three of us sit on the couch eating pizza and guzzling down Sanria's homemade cider. I hardly notice how fast the time is slipping from us until all of the pizza's gone and it's nearly 8 p.m. Sanraya stands and stretches. Alright, I'm gonna head out. It's karaoke night, and I promised the bartender I'd be there.
Hey!
Wanna come this time, Angelique? Angelique shakes her head as she collects our plates and plants them in the sink. Oh, boo. What about you, MissKatonik? Karaoke could be fun. No pressure, one way or the other.
Oh,
If you'd rather stay in, I was gonna put on one of my favorite horror movies. Ugh, it's the one with that demon. So yeah, darling, many horror movies have demons. Either option seems fun. What to do? Both do seem fun. I kinda wanna see what the karaoke stuff is about, though. I'll come to karaoke night with you, Sanraya.
Yay!
Have a good time, you two. Don't have too much fun without me. She gives us a lazy wave before she heads out to the bar. The moon hangs high overhead tonight, casting its pale glow down onto the streets of Cape Lockehurst. Sanraya leads me towards King's Pub with an eager smile. The smile only falters when she glances up to the moon, then to me.
So, are you actually okay? Knowing what we really are?
I'm just taking everything into stride, man. I don't know. It is what it is. I'll just have to deal with it. I've been trying not to think about it. It's horrifying. Yeah, I'm okay. If anything, I'm fascinated. I'm okay. If anything, I'm fascinated. Huh. You're really just like Angelique when she found out about me. So how long have you two been in this town? About a century now. I've been here under a few names, but in the grand scheme of things, it feels like just yesterday I moved in. I can't help myself. I know who Angelique and Mikkel really are, but not Sanraya. Do you mind if I ask you about your true self? Ah, my true self. She lets out a wistful sigh. Well, I used to be a bit of a menace. Singing sailors to their watery graves, destroying ships who dared to approach my territory, causing devastating floods whenever I felt like it. I calmed down recently, but I was quite a force of nature. Whoa. Maybe I can show you my true form sometime. Of course. She gives me a warm smile and a pat on the shoulder before stopping in front of King's Pub. She opens the door with her hip and ushers me inside. I just realized I'm going to go play karaoke with a siren. It's absolutely electric here. I'm not a sailor. The speakers are turned up about 3 notches too high, the floor is slightly sticky, and everyone looks like they're having the time of their lives. The patrons seem happy, rowdy, and eager to scream into the karaoke microphone they have set up in the far corner of the pub. Let's get a seat. She has to yell over the pounding music. Someone is currently attempting to sing Love Shed by the B-42s. We find a seat next to the makeshift stage and soon grab a drink. The energy of the pub is absolutely infectious as I catch myself smiling like a fool. Sanraya also seems to be feeding on the raucous joy. We sit through several patrons absolutely belting into the cheap mics, singing along and laughing at their over-the-top performances. Finally, Sanraya leaps up and starts to head over to the stage. She's watching me expectantly. Oh god, does she want me to sing? I thought I was just going to watch. Join her. I ignore my rising social anxiety and join her by the mic. She offers me a giddy smile and we quickly get to picking up the song. Oh, all of these are so good. But we end up landing on the same song. The lyric screen flickers to life. Mrs. Darkside by the Slayers. Oh, cool! The anxiety in my belly turns to laughter as we both take a mic and begin to sing along to the song. My hands are shaking and I'm acutely aware that the entire bar's eyes are on us, but Sonria's easy confidence is rubbing off on me. Soon we both get lost in a dramatic pop punk ballad and performing like our lives depended on it. The song comes to an end all too soon, and the next singer takes the stage. Sonria doesn't say anything as she sits, but she is beaming at me. Many songs and a few more drinks later, we head home from the bar. Sonria walks me back to the bed and breakfast before making her way to her apartment. By the time I get home, Ophelia is sound asleep in her bed. The weight of the day sends me crashing down to my bed soon after I get back. I can barely reflect on the day before I drift off to sleep. October 10th. I found myself stirring well before I normally get up. I can't force myself back to bed. My mind is racing trying to process all that's happened the past 2 days. I witnessed a man getting attacked by something in a creepy cave. All of the cute people in town are monsters, and I'm working with them to investigate supernatural murder. To make matters worse, whatever killed that man knew my name and called to me. I pry myself out of bed and get ready to go to Providence Forest when Ophelia shifts in her bed. You're up early? Sorry, did I wake you? She shakes her head and yawns. Where are you going? She's so busy with her research I don't want to worry her. Should I tell her the truth? Don't mind. I'm investigating what happened to me 2 nights ago. I wasn't sleepwalking. I need to figure out who or what hurt that man. It sounds dangerous.
Just be safe, okay?
Okay. I will, I promise. See you later, Ophelia. She replies with a nod and yawn before laying back down. With that, I head out to Providence Forest. Okay, that was easy. By the time I get to the shop, it seems like Garret has already arrived. None of the others are here yet, not even Mikkel. Garret offers me a calm smile as I walk over
Well,
to him.
hello there.
How'd you sleep? Fine. Is that fine enough? I woke up early and couldn't get back to sleep. He puts a hand on my shoulder. Well, let's get you some coffee when Mikkel gets back. Say, MissKatonik, could I show you something? Show me what? I know you've been poking around in the town's history. You know who or what most of us really are. I'd like to show you what I am, so you don't get blindsided by it. Wait, won't the other patrons see you? He shakes his head and smiles, but there's something sad in his eyes. No, I've had a long time to control this disguise of mine. You're gonna be the only one who can see me. If we're gonna be looking into trouble together, I want you to trust me. I'd rather you learn about me in a way I can control. I don't want you to be scared of me. I don't think I could be scared of you. Why? What does your true form look like? I could never be scared of you, Garret. You're one of the sweetest people I've met so far.
Well,
I'm glad
thank
you think
you.
so. I still want to show you, though. And it's probably for the best to know your true form now, instead of in the heat of the confrontation. Hopefully we don't get into any confrontations, but better safe than sorry. Garret nods and closes his eyes. Let me introduce you to the man I used to be. You look exactly the same. My vision blurs and spots dance at the corners of my eyes. When I refocus... Oh! Crab Man! An enormous creature clad in almost armor-like shells loom over me. His heavy arms are as thick as tree trunks, and his carapace bears a few deep scars. 2 large, watery cyan eyes fixed on me, and then a low, familiar voice weaves its way out of the creature. Meet Gothruth, the Conqueror. The what? Scourge of the New England coast, king of carnage. Jesus Christ. He goes quiet for a moment before continuing.
Gothrud the Conqueror was a warrior, a god of violence and bloodshed. I am not that man anymore. But whether I like it or not, he's a part of me.
That's horrible. Clearly you've changed for the better. I guess. How long ago was this? Garret, from the short time I've known you, I can tell you've changed for the better. You have been nothing but kind and hospitable to me.
Well, thank you.
Is he crying? Why is he crying? Thank you, that means a lot. My head pounds again, and the crustacean monster before me fades back into Garret's human form. Like I said, I want you to trust me. Thank you for sharing, Garret. I appreciate your vulnerability. I appreciate you letting me showing you. If you'd like to talk more about it, the farm is always open to you. He gives me a warm smile before Mikkel and Angelique approach. Mikkel sets down 5 to-go coffee
How's it
plants.
been?
Sorry I'm late. I was training the new kid to take my place while I'm gone.
Hey, darling.
And I was walking Sanraya to work. Unfortunately, she couldn't get time off today. Seems like it's just the 4 of us then. So we need to find more information on what happened to Faust. Garret, you said this may be connected to other cases, right?
Yep.
I found some old papers I gotta look through. Should have information that'll be helpful. It may also be useful to investigate the beach again. I would love to come over the crime scene. Same here. Well, there's 4 of us, so I'm sure we can divide and conquer. Mikkel and Angelique, you can investigate the beach. Garret and I can go through the information on the connected case. And I will investigate Garret's lead? Join Garret in investigating his lead. Alright, don't have too much fun sorting through papers. Mikkel snickers and Angelique gives him a dirty look. We will meet back here at 4.
Darling.
Try not to be late. Garret and I head over to his farmhouse to look through his findings.
Huh?
I'm hoping my instincts aren't right, that this isn't a huge conspiracy or serial killer, but I just got a bad feeling about it. Have there been serial killers here before? I mean, they said the place is special and it attracts cosmic entities, but does it attract other things as well? He leads me to a few cardboard boxes full of documents on his porch. Several are cut into neat strips, others are crumbled beyond recognition. Why are these shredded? Funny story. I was planning on raising chickens next season and was going to use the old papers for bedding. That's before I did some research and found some better options. I was thinking about using straw, maybe wood shavings, but he falters and turns bright red once he realizes he's rambling. But that's not important right now. I can't help but smile at seeing how impassioned he gets when he's speaking about the farm. We sit down on his porch and take a cardboard box of paper each. As I start looking through an old newspaper, Garret strikes up a conversation again.
Ah,
Cassidy wanted to tell you she's sorry about making the goats go wild the other day. Oh, it's fine. No one got hurt. It's alright. It's okay. The important thing is no one got hurt. I'm with you. It's been a while since she's been like that. Like what? Playful. Pulling pranks on folks. Is she sad her mom left? Yeah, actually that's a good point. What happened to the mom?
oh.
But she's been down recently. It's been hard for her at school. Kids teasing her and all. My heart breaks for that poor girl. I'm sorry, Garret. Have you talked to the teachers about it?
Why?
Bunch of times. Sometimes people just like making fun of what they don't understand. It's real hard, because she's trying to understand what it's like being a monster, but looking like a human. I can only imagine. I haven't thought about it, but that makes sense. If Garret is a crap monster, then so is Cassidy.
Yep.
Yeah, when I saw her messing around with you the other day, she seems like her old self. Impish, scheming, happy.
Well, I'll be.
I don't know why you were the one she decided to torment, but it's been a while since I've seen her smile like that. Huh, does this mean I cheered her up, or was I just an easy target? Don't know, but I appreciate you being a good sport. No problem. But next time I'll try to help her find an outlet other than riling the goats up. Good luck. He lets out a thunderous laugh and claps a hand on my shoulder. After that, we get back to sorting through the papers in comfortable silence, serenaded by the distant bleats of goats and sheep. There are a couple of loose scraps of paper in my box. I can't tell what it used to say, but there's some seems to be a picture on it. Let's see what it is. Ah, this minigame. Oh, it's a missing person. docs. Okay. Missing Alice Porter, age 36, height 5'5", hair long, brown, straight. Last seen October 5th, 2006, arguing with short-statured woman outside of Providence Forest and heading to the southern docks, wearing a blue shirt and red scarf, reported to be stumbling and distressed. Okay. Hey Garrett, I found a missing poster for Mrs. Porter. It says she went missing on the 5th around the docks. She was acting strange, just like Faust.
For what purpose?
Maybe they are connected then. The docks are right by the beach. Right. This also says she was arguing with a short woman. Faust also had messages with someone named Daisy. This can't be a coincidence. We should go talk to everyone else about this. Couldn't agree more. Clean up the papers and head back into town. Why don't they just ask them if they know a Daisy? It's around 4 p.m. when everyone arrives back at Providence Forest. We debrief one another on what happened during our investigations. Mikkel and Angelique shared that they couldn't do much investigating at the cave. They said it was first because of a strange creature was blocking the way, demanding fish, but then a horrifying eel-like monster barreled out of the cave and attacked them. Fish. I imagine two cosmic horrors were easily able to handle it, but they still had to reassure Garret that they were fine. Garret and I then shared what we found, Mrs. Porter's missing poster from 2 weeks ago, where she was last seen, how she was acting. Angelique's eyes go wide and she suddenly looks lost in thought.
What?
Is this related to that story? Come on, Angel, there's no time to be cryptic. What story? I thought it was simply unfounded rumors. 2 weeks ago, the newspaper ran a story about a man arguing with someone on the beach. Supposedly, it happened only a few days after Mrs. Porter went missing. A creeping dread rises in my gut. Something or someone is luring people to the beach to kill them. Why?
Huh?
Looks like we've got more work to do tomorrow. Yes, I will catch Sanraya up on what we found today. We agreed to meet here tomorrow, same time. I'm eager to figure out what's going on, but at the same time, I feel so on edge. After Angelique and Garret leave, I'm about to head out before Mikkel stops me. Hey, MissKatonik. Just wanted to let you know that if you want to crash with me and unwind, I got a place behind a barbershop on Main. Barbershop? No pressure. Thank you for the offer, Mikkel. He gives me an easy smile before I head out of the coffee shop. They know where I'm staying at. Why is he offering that? My mind is reeling from today, and I don't know if I'm ready to go home yet. What should I do? Oh. That's why. Okay, no, visit Garret. We're going with Garret. Earlier, Garret was incredibly vulnerable, showing me his true self. While his invitation was to talk more about who he was, I found myself excited just to spend time with him. By the time I reached the farm, Garret is outside with Cassidy. The two are throwing a baseball back and forth as a few goats nibble at the grass nearby. As Garret catches a ball, he looks at me with a warm, surprised smile.
Well, hello there.
Good to see you. Staying for dinner? If you'll have me. I walk over, and one of the roaming goats comes up to me. It gently butts his head against my shin. Don't mind Violet. She's just saying hi. Cass and I just finished making some minestrone soup? We'll gladly fix you a bowl too. Warm homemade soup. Just the thought is enough to make me drool. If it's not too much trouble, that sounds great.
Yep.
It's not too much trouble at all. Cass, go wash up and start getting the bowls. MissKatonik and I will join you in a bit. The small girl nods, watching me with wide, curious eyes before darting inside.
Well, I'll be.
She was asking about you before you came in, you know? Oh? What about? If you're a nice human, if you're coming over for dinner, if you and I are friends. Ah, okay, that conversation. That's sweet, I think. It is. Let me ask you a question.
Huh?
Are you scared of me? Be honest. What? I've heard people before. Used to live for it. I know all the monster stuff is probably real new to you, but it seems like it just rolls off you like water on a duck's back. I guess I just want to know if you're pretending to be fine or... I'm not scared. Not really. This is all really weird, yes, but I'm not scared. Especially since you and the others haven't tried to hurt me. Huh. You're real open-minded. I like that. I suppose I'm just antsy. Cassie's mom said she was fine with who I was, but still left soon after Cass was born. Said she couldn't stand those creatures anymore. Oh, the mom was human. I mean, I guess it's different when you give birth to one? What was that like? A look of profound sorrow passes over his face. I reach out and give his hand a tight squeeze. I'm sorry to hear that, Garret. It's fine, I guess. I settled down as a human for her. When she left, well, that pain is nothing compared to my love for this town, my farm, and my little girl. Still, I'm happy to have kind folks like you over for company. He clasps his hand and lets out one of his classic thunderous laughs. But that's enough of my sob story for today. We got soup to eat. The corners of his eyes crinkle as he smiles at me. We head inside where Cassidy, Garret, and I each take a bowl and go sit out on the porch. A few goats still roam around outside their pen, but Garret doesn't seem worried. The worst soup warms me to my core. The rich broth and hearty vegetables sit heavy in me. I can tell I'm going to sleep well tonight. You know, those veggies are fresh from our garden. Oh, really?
I'll be.
Getting seasonal veggies in your minestrone is what really makes the soup. Oh. Cassie groans next to me. Dad, what? Did I bother? Oh, okay. Oh my lord. I snort, some, conflicted between whether or not this was hilarious or horrible. Oh, come on, MissKatonik. All good puns are out of stock. That stuff.
You remember who won that neck decorating contest?
Garret is
If I
watching
remember
me
correctly, I
with an
think it
eager
was a
smile,
tie.
clearly waiting for me to laugh while Cass is looking to me for backup. You've been stewing on these for a while, huh, Garret? Cassie yells in dismay at my betrayal as Garret bursts into laughter. The three of us finish our meals despite the puns. After we wash up, Garret gestures to the goats. Before you head up, wanna help me feed the goats? I'll warn you, they take after me, if you know what I mean. Are they supernatural crab goats? Ha, not quite. He bends down and picks up Violet, the tiny goat that headbutted me earlier. We got to see the— oh! A fish goat? What? I blink, and instead of a furry hind legs, the goat has fish-like tail. The same energy that disguises Garret and the others must also affect these animals. These cuties are misfits like me. Capricorns. Fellows that inspire old Greek mythos and star signs. Little guys flock to Cape Lockehurst. He looks down at the small goat Capricorn with pure affection. The little creature bleats softly in his arms and nuzzles into him. Garret's smile widens and he looks at me. Want to feed her? Yes. What did they eat? Are you kidding? Of course. He beams at me. They love animal crackers. Oh, right. Grab some from the porch and feed her. I do so and gently hold out the crackers. The little thing bleats at me and gently nibbles out of my hand. For the next few minutes, I sit next to Garret as he tends to his herd one by one. Each Capricorn seems absolutely thrilled to bits to be cradled in his arms. This is a fine way to spend an evening. I almost don't want to leave, but soon I bid Garret good night and head home. Cute! You're so cute! Oh my god. As I'm walking back to the bed and breakfast, I spot a familiar face.
Hi there!
Hey! Good evening, Sanraya. Huh, we need to bump into each other a lot on this road. At least you didn't fall off the skateboard this time. I just finished my shift at Derby's. How was the investigation? I begin to fill her in when a horrible crash rings out in the alley next to us. We both freeze and... a frenzied woman prowls towards us from the darkness. Pale eyes, leather green skin, and razor-sharp teeth. Despite her grotesque form, she reminds me of that description of Mrs. Porter, the missing person Garret investigated. I can hardly linger on the thought, though. The creature is bearing down on Sanraya and me, though it seems especially intent on Sanraya. She almost seems frozen in fear before she looks at me, suddenly quite intent. I can hold my own. Go. Ah, right, she's not human either. Still, I'd feel horrible leaving her alone with this thing. I don't want to leave her alone with this. Stay with her? I stand firm, and Sanraya looks shocked before the creature lunges out at both of us, and we dart in different directions just before it reaches us. I can hear its teeth gnash together as it bites at the air. I slide into an alleyway to get away, but hit a dumpster, which immediately draws the creature's attention to me. This alley's a dead end. Ah, fuck. I press myself against the dumpster and hold my breath. No, I don't— oh, shoot. Left click, right, okay. Was that— oh, fuck. I die! You have perished. Fuck me. Try again. I perished again! Fuck me! Damn it, skip minigame. Once the creature abandons hunting for me and turns its back, I start to slink out. That's when this beautiful voice fills the air. I know this song! It's from a different movie. Oh my god. Ribbons dance around a strange figure wreathed in moonlight. She looks cool. The voice is familiar. Sanraya. Her eyes are smoldering novas and teeth line an enormous mouth where her stomach is. I can feel my mind slipping away with her song, forgetting about the danger I'm in.
Hey!
Quickly, while I was distracted, I'm distracted. It's then that I notice the creature attacking us is almost frozen in place, entranced by the song. I don't spend much time thinking what to do. With a mighty yell, I shove the creature into the dumpster and run out of the alleyway. The moment I look back to Sanraya, she's human again. She takes my hand and we run far, far away from the alley. We run all the way back to bed and breakfast. Sanraya doesn't leave my side for some time, staying with me in the lobby and watching the door like a hawk. She doesn't say anything, and neither do I. We just catch our breath and wait. After what feels like hours, we decide we're in the clear.
Ugh.
Why didn't you run? I didn't want to leave you alone! I remember when I saw how scared she looked. Even if she was a powerful cosmic being, I couldn't abandon her. You're just sweet. I would have been fine, but thank you.
Yay!
I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Get home safe. She flashes me a smile and her eyes are almost seem to glow. I will. Okay, so was that thing gonna attack me or her? Because it used to be her landlord. Ophelia is already asleep and my body is begging me to collapse into bed. Sleep comes easily to me tonight after all that running. I don't dream. Don't even register that I fell asleep. There's just inky darkness and rest. This, I'm being like a bad friend. I mean, she doesn't have time because she's doing her thesis, and I guess I'm just sticking around, but still. Like yesterday, I wake up earlier than I want to, and I can't get back to sleep. This time, though, Ophelia's already up and moving. The waxy smell of her tea fills the room, and she already has 2 mugs out. She has one mug cradled in her hand as she leans against the wall. Her eyes look tired, and her brow is furrowed. I take the mug she left out for me and offer her a smile. Morning, Ophelia. Hey, MissKatonik. You alright? The urges I've been researching keep confusing me. The data isn't making sense. Oh? She rubs the sleep from her eyes, but her words feel stilted, almost rehearsed. What's going on? I know you better than that. What's really going on? You always were good at reading me. I'm just getting freaked out by the town. My research has been going well, but I'm getting freaked out by all the rumors about people going missing. Okay. I heard people yesterday talk about seeing monsters roaming the streets. I don't know if it's real, but you had that weird sleepwalking thing. You mentioned seeing stuff. I feel horrible for dragging you here. You didn't drag me here, I chose to come here. I set down my mug and wrap an arm around her. I'm fine, you don't need to worry about me. I'm just glad to visit you out here. Besides, the people here are kind. They look out for one another. Ophelia doesn't reply for a few moments, just staring down into her pitch-black teeth. Right. Ophelia, if you want to leave, we can. Obviously, I want to stay and finish the investigation. But if Ophelia is just freaked out... No, I still have things I need to do. Okay. I give her a squeeze. It'll be okay. And hey, if any of those evil monsters come our way, we can show him who's boss, right? Huh, as if they're way stronger than either of us. Hey, don't insult my monster fighting abilities. Ophelia cracks a smile again, and it warms my heart. I can't help but wonder how the others would tease me after joking about fighting monsters. After sharing breakfast and tea in a comfortable silence, we both grab our bags and begin to head out. Meeting up with your new friends today? Yep. Working on your urchin research? Yeah. See you tonight, okay? Let's get dinner together. Wouldn't miss it for the world. We exchange a small smile before heading out our own ways. So I need to make sure that we have dinner today together. Or what happens if we don't? It's mid-morning when I reach Providence Force. Michael looks bored out of his mind behind the counter as the other three chat at a nearby table.
Darling.
Ah, there you are, darling. I was almost worried our dear little human was going to show. I did die though. I was a dead little human twice. Oh, sorry. Were you guys waiting for me? No, Angelique's just teasing you.
Well, hello there.
You're right on time. Grab a seat and we'll figure out who's doing what today. I nod and do so. Mikkel leans over the counter with a soft frown.
How's it been?
I'm the man in the chair today. My boss got on my case yesterday. Can't leave. Man in the chair. It's a thing from spy movies, like the fella talking in spy ear and feeding them info.
Ooh.
Huh. I didn't take you for a spy movie connoisseur award. Well, you never asked. Either way, Mikkel's gonna hang out here while the rest of us follow some leads. Yeah, Farmer Ward and I were talking about seeing if we can find some fish for the critter you guys saw on the beach yesterday. It'd be easier to punt it into the water.
Now tell me, why would you go and do that?
I'm just gonna ignore that you said that. We're gonna see if it'll let us to those ruins if we feed it. Okay, got it. And what are you going to do, Angelique? Well, I mentioned yesterday that a man went missing on the beach shortly after Miss reported it. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing something about it at the library, so I'm heading there, darling.
What?
Whoa, so thrilling. Fishing or catching out the library? Whatever will you choose? It's okay, we'll get into trouble after you're off work. Be nice. Be nice, Mikkel. You're just mad you're stuck at work. Maybe. After Mikkel is done whining, I realize I have a decision to make. Who will I investigate with? I will fish with Garret and Sanraya. I want to because we're on his route, but also I suck at fishing. I can't do the minigame. Fish with Garret and Sanraya. Sounds like a plan. See you guys back here soon. Don't get any breakthroughs without me. Mikkel gives us a lazy wave as we all head out to start investigating. I can skip the minigame. Sanraya, Garret, and I make our way to the beach. The waves tap gently on the shore and the sun is sparkling over the surf. I gesture to the cliffside as we walk. Mikkel and Angelique mention a weird fish creature blocking the cave. I said it was fish, so I'm sure it means fish. Let's head up and get that fella some fish. With a loud thud, Sanraya sets down a rusty blue tackle box in the sand. She gives us each a rod and we begin baiting our hooks. Well, Sanraya shows Garret and me how to bait a hook.
Oh,
Sanraya, where'd you learn to fish? Ah, too long ago. Some kind humans back home taught me. They taught you, our mermaid with a mouth for a stomach, how to fish. She laughs and gently pushes my arm. I was pretending to be human, obviously. Even before Cape Lockehurst, I found ways to blend in. Oh, of course, it helps if your voice round can twist minds. Anyway, when was the last time we've been able to hang out, Farmer Ward?
huh?
Gosh, must have been trivia night at King's, I think. You two knew each other well. Totally. I coordinated the craft stores dealing with Farmer Ward's yarn business. We met over coffee and, really hit it off. Turns out, both of us enjoyed karaoke nights at King's Pub. He then gives Sanraya an apologetic look. Sorry about turning you down so much, by the way. I can't find sitters for Cass. Sanraya waves her hand and laughs. Don't worry about it. The two make cheerful banter as I finally get some bait on the hook. Time to catch fish. Oh my god. Fish. Okay, let's go. Ah! Tonto! Fish. Ah, no, so much! Fuck! I can't do this. Okay. Too much! Too much! Fish? Fish. Oh no, fish! Fish! No! No! No fish, I suck at this. Damn it! I was so close. How long do I need to stay in this damn thing to catch the fish? fucked it up. I fucked it up. I fucked it up. No. I fucked it up. No fish. Or fish? Oh my god. Jesus. God. Okay. Is it getting more difficult? Well, that was my bad. It was... I was off my game there. Shut up. I got 2 fish. Skip mini game. That should be enough, I think. The 3 of us holler buckets over to the cave. Oh! Sure enough, the critter is back and patrolling the cave entrance. Sanraya's eyes light up the moment she sees it. Oh my god, it's so cute!
Roby.
Kinda. Huh, he's just a little fella, ain't he? Their grace a little bit infectious and can't help but smile. I pluck out a fish and hold it out to the critter. Its eyes go wide. Eesh. With startled speed, the thing snatches the fish from my hand. It begins absolutely devouring and chirping with delight. Fish scales, yummy. Right, can we go into the cave now? Cave. Cave close. Neat thingy. Thingy. Dirt thingy. Big rock, glowy scratch, open. Cave.
Oh.
Maybe it's talking about a key or something. A key. If there's a key, then how did I get in that night? Just to make sure, we head into the cave. Huh. Whoa. There's a huge rock blocking the rest of the cave. There certainly wasn't here before. We push, pull, and pry with all our might, but nope, it won't budge. Whoever's behind this must have whatever key opens this. But who? My blood runs cold as my mind floods with possibilities. We should head back to the coffee shop. Maybe Angelique found something.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. The little critter waves at us as we head out and back into town. Thank for fees. So cute. By the time we get back to Providence Forest, all of the stress and confusion is just about ready to bubble over for me. All of this investigating, and it feels like we've made no progress. Angelique and I showed the newspaper clipping we found. Angelique and I did not find news clippings together. The note about the missing man owning a lot of money to a tattoo artist lingers in the air. Oh? All eyes are on Michael. I didn't kill him, if that's what you're thinking. Oh, you do tattooing? His usual smooth tone is sharp, serious. Guy just didn't pay for a big design I did on his back. It was the 4th time he skipped payments. I knew you were bad with money, darling, but 4 times? Fair. Like, he was hot, okay? So fucking fair. This is a coincidence or a setup or something. Did you guys find anything on the beach?
Yay!
We fed the little guy guarding the cave for some fish, but it turns out there's this huge stone wall in the way. There was an indentation in the stone. We need a key, I think.
Oh.
Whoever or whatever killed those folks has it. Great. Don't look so sour. Let's review what we know. On the night of the 8th, our darling MissKatonik followed the distressed Faust to the beach. We know Faust owned a lot of land, including Garret's. Faust was only a prolific fisherman based on his apartment. Anyway, he leads MissKatonik to some ancient ruins and something kills him in the fog. And that thing almost killed me too. It also called out my name, meaning it knows you, or has some form of omnipotence. But my bets are on the former. We also know that 2 other people went missing in that area. Mrs. Porter, who was a landlady who followed Faust's building, which makes her also Angelique's and my landlady. She was seen on the 5th arguing with a short woman before disappearing on the beach. And the day after that, a tragically hot client of mine was spotted arguing with someone on that same beach before vanishing too.
For what purpose?
And whatever his hurting folks locked up the ruins on the beach so no one else could get to him. If only we had that key. And all along and sigh, maybe I should ask Ophelia for help. Who is Ophelia? My roommate. She studies marine biology and came here for her thesis research. When did she come to town? Around the beginning of September. Why? If she's been around the beaches, she might have seen something we haven't. True, I'm getting dinner with her this evening. I can ask her about it.
Roby.
Any help we can get is good. I'll keep digging around to see if we can find anything. How do they not know who Ophelia is if she's been here for a month and new people are not common? Same. Maybe I can break down the wall in the cave.
Darling.
Oh darling, do let me help. You're going to hurt yourself. While those two bicker, I can ask around at King's Pub to see if anyone else saw anything on the beach. That'd be nice. Thanks, guys.
Rude.
What, are you surprised we're helping? After all this time, I'm hurt.
You.
We're invested in helping you, helping this town. Speak for yourself. I'm here to see a mystery to its conclusion.
Oh,
Angelique. Fine, I'm also here because I care. Ugh. See now, that sounds terribly corny.
hey!
Ignore her. You go enjoy your dinner and see what your friend knows, okay? I will. The four of them look at me with their own unique forms of affection. It's hard to imagine all of them are terrifying ancient monstrosities who, for some reason, grew fond of me. It feels nice in a strange way. I say goodbye to the group before going to find Ophelia. The early evening sun filters through our room curtains and hits Ophelia's glasses at such an angle that they shine like little headlights. She's scribbling away in her notes at the desk. I don't think she's noticed me. Ophelia? She snaps up in her seat and slams her hand down on her work.
Hey!
You're back early. Are you okay? You seem a bit jumpy. Yeah, you know me. I was just in the zone. How was hanging out with your new friends in town? She's all too eager to change the subject. Why? It was nice. What are you working on, Ophelia? Nothing crazy. The colony of urchins I'm studying has shrunk really suddenly. Right. She's still hiding something. I know it. Hey, you're on the beaches a lot, right? Right. I need to ask her about the disappearances. She has to have seen something. Have you seen anything weird in town? Do you know anything about people going missing on the beach? Yes, I do. I didn't want to tell you because I know you're still on edge about your experience on the beach. A few nights ago, the 5th I think, I saw a hulking figure dragging a body on the beach. I tried to follow, but it disappeared around the strange doors in the cliffside. As she speaks, she watches my face intently. I want to believe her, but it feels strange that she's only bringing this up now. Sounds freaky. Does it seem human? I don't know anymore. A strange silence settles over us. Ophelia's eyes dart away from mine, staring down at her work. She lets out a resigned sigh. MissKatonik, when you were first researching this town, I thought the rumors about cryptids and stuff were a little silly. But after visiting here, there's definitely something off about this town. No kidding, I haven't even told her about some people in town are cosmic horrors in disguise. While I've been researching the ecosystem here, I've also been looking into these rumors. I think something supernatural is happening here. And I'm wondering if what you saw that night in the cave is connected. Would you join me in figuring out what's happening in Cape Lockehurst? If only she knew. If she knows something's going on, why did she try playing off what I was seeing? I don't get it. I feel like she's setting me up. She's acting very suspicious. Sure. I've already started looking into the man I saw on the beach and other disappearances too. You're looking into Faust? Yeah, that's what I've been meeting with my friends about. They're helping me investigate. That's great. We can compare notes tomorrow. I like that a lot. Thanks, Ophelia. No problem. So, are we still going to get dinner? Yeah. I know this great Italian place next to King's Pub. My treat. She quickly tucks the note back into her bag and leads me out of the bed and breakfast. The evening passes quickly, and neither of us brings up anything to do with the disappearances or monsters in Cape Lockehurst. We spend a long time out of town and don't get back until around midnight. I fall asleep almost as soon as I lay down. October 12th. By the time I wake up, it's nearly 1 p.m. I slip in and out of sleep before a small beam of sunlight streams through the curtains and nearly blinds me. With a groan, I force myself out of bed to close the curtains. That's weird. Ophelia's gone already. Something feels off, but it's hard to think on an empty stomach. She said she was gonna join you. Maybe I'll finally try the breakfast in the lobby before heading out for the day. An unpleasantly familiar pressure pounds in my head as soon as I step into the lobby. My vision swims and I brace myself against the wall. So, so when I was petting the puppies, are you alright there? I stumble back and trip over my feet. As I hit the ground, I hear the patter of wet feet and then a huge slobbering tongue swipes across my face. Ah! I start to scramble away when... Dear, are you okay? The monster that stood before me is just the bed and breakfast owner. And the dogs, I suppose. The largest of the pack is still licking my face and patting me, letting out concerned whines. I give his head a solid pat before standing. I'm fine, just that funny last night. I understand that. Now help yourself to the coffee. Your friend Ophelia came by not too long ago. Did she happen to say where she was going? No, she seems to be in quite a rush, so I didn't ask. Gotcha. I wonder what's gotten into Ophelia this morning. Before I can think too hard on it, the door to the lobby swings open. MissKatonik, I heard you yell. Are you okay? I'm fine. Sanraya just got startled. Wait, why are you here? I couldn't stop thinking about the key to the ruins. I swear I saw something on the beach that looked like it could be the key. So I went back down and looked for hours. That's when I found this. She held out a small chunk of stone in her hand. The dark and smooth, with sharp edges, indicate it's just one part of a larger hole. A few deep scratches in it from partial shapes, and I can see the faintest bit of pale green light in the crevices. It's only a small piece. I bet we can find the rest with the killer. Sanraya, this is great. Let's go take a better look in my room. Alright. We head up the stairs and back to my room. I clear off the space on the desk to sit and get a closer look at the fragment. I scold in my hand, and the corners of my vision blur the longer I stare into the pale light spilling out of it. Without realizing, I'm tracing the carved shapes with my thumb. What does it say? Not sure yet. I feel like it's part of a word or something. But it's not any languages I know. Huh. Weird. I hold it up to the window, letting the late morning sunlight catch on the carvings. As I do, the pale light seems to grow brighter. Stars dancing in my vision. Pins and needles rocket down my hand and across my arm as I stare into the light. What's that? Under Ophelia's bed, there was the same pale green light that emanated from the stone. I reach under the bed and fish out a brown bag. Was this always there? Now that I'm holding it, the light is brighter and much more intense. It almost burns my eyes a bit and I have to squint. I hesitantly open the bag. The stone fragment shoots from my hand and straight into the bag, clattering against several similar looking pieces. There's the rest of it. It matches the ruins perfectly. This has to be the key that opens them. But why does Ophelia have it? You don't think... Is Ophelia really behind all of these disappearances? I mean... She's studying marine biology. All of the monsters seem to be marine type. She's hiding something from me. But I feel like maybe it's not her. Because she was talking about a different marine biologist as well. So maybe there's something else happening. No, there has to be something else at play. Ophelia is kind and loving. She would never hurt anyone. At least I hope that's the case. There has to be more information that explains everything. If this really is the key, then we should get to the ruins. Yeah, I just hope that no one's there waiting for us. The bag is heavy in my hands. I tuck it inside my coat and we head out to the beach. I feel a bit lightheaded, like I'm standing at the edge of a very tall ledge. Once we enter the ruins, we're either going to be met with disappointment or... No, I know we're going to find answers there. We have to. What killed those 3 people and turned them into horrible monsters? What called out my name in the fog? We're going to find that here. I know we will. I just wish my hands would stop shaking. Hey, is everything okay? Yeah, just nervous, you know, my roommate, who I've known for years, might be a serial killer or mutating people, you know, stuff like that. I am too. Really? Even though you're a monster? Yeah. I don't like violence or anything like that. I only ate people back in the day because I had to. But even if I'm scared, I'm not gonna let you do this alone. She takes my hand in hers and squeezes it tight for a brief moment. My anxieties melt away. Thank you, Sanraya. No problem. Then let's go, Peps. We make our way across the beach back to the cave. Is Fishman there? Fishman's not there. The tablet fragments are heating up in my hands. The symbol glows faintly when I hold it up to the door. Ah. This looks like a centerpiece. Like that. Oh, is it not good? Ah, here we go. Continue. Bright emerald light shines out of every crack and carving. The huge stone wall slides into the floor, clearing the way for us. With a deep breath, I steel my nerves and head inside. The two of us walk for some time through a narrow, rocky corridor. The pungent smell of rotting fish and iron assault my nose as we get closer. Soon, the corridor opens up in an enormous cavern. Here we go. It's exactly like I remember, but this time I actually have the presence of mind to get a good look around. Dark marble pillars stretch from floor to ceiling. They're covered in glowing cracks and runes that pulse softly. The architecture isn't any I recognize, but I have a feeling it's not recent. Lights dances around the cavern as if projected by mirrors, making it hard to gauge just how big this space is. I step a little closer to the strange pond in the center of the room. The fog rising out of it isn't nearly as thick as it was last time. Now that I can see it better, it looks like it's filled with water. And there's something glowing deep down there. As I step away, I notice that 3 of the pillars surrounding the pit have crimson stains smeared across them. Is that blood? I hesitantly approach one of the pillars. Yes, without a doubt, it's blood. Though it's not just haphazardly smeared on there like I thought. It looks almost like it's creating some sort of shape, like a diagram. My foot hits something as I lean in for a closer look. A fishing rod. Foss's fishing rod. I whip around to one of the other's bloody pillars. A tattered piece of red scarf lays at the bottom of one, and the other one has a fine leather jacket with the letter A painted across the back. This has to be a ritual or something. Sanraya doesn't say anything. She just steps closer to me and takes my hand. It looks like there are some notes by those rocks. Hopefully those will shed some light on this mess. I flip through the pages. They're written in a fine hand in black ink. Whoever wrote this wasn't in any rush. The first couple of pages are filled with detailed descriptions of the cave's measurements, the water pH, and the alien language lining the floors and pillars. There are a few sections that catch my eye. What should I read next? Marine life. Nothing grows in this cave. Nothing lives in the water here either. I need to see how organic life reacts to this mineral-rich environment. 3 days ago, I introduced some minnow, a black sea bass, and some shrimp to the cave pond. They're already changing. Discolored scales, more eyes, increased size far beyond what is normal for their species. They look almost aware of me, of their transformation. They look hungry. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Accelerating mutation. If they survive, then the water in Cape Lockehurst could revolutionize science. What could I do if I expose something larger than a fish? What should I read next? Lockehurst. The town is overflowing with intense energy, and I think I've pinpointed where it's strongest. The small pond in this cave. It has tremendous capabilities. The marine life I've exposed to waters don't just survive, they thrive. I talked to Faust about this, and he agrees that this cave holds the key to this town's secrets. It's a little ironic. MissKatonik brushes off the rumors about Cape Lockehurst, and here I am, finding its source. So she was talking to Faust. So Faust is the other marine biologist. He was like dissecting fish in his apartment, yeah, but entering the ruins. It's hard to believe none of the locals knew about this place. It only took me 12 hours to decipher the tablet and open the ruins up. I have a feeling they were just hiding it from me. They stay far away from this place. Oh well, I like privacy while I work. The air is electric in here. I can only imagine what sort of marine life calls this cave home. I know what I'm working on for my thesis. My advisor won't believe it. The only issue is that it's so frustrating holding the tablet up to the doors every time I want to come in. But I think if I can memorize the words on it, I can enter without it. Gosh, I have my work cut out for me. There's not a single doubt in my mind. Ophelia is behind this. But why? I can't understand it. I pull out the final section. I don't want to read it, but I can't bring myself to look away. I nearly lost my arm when I touched the cave's pool. The moment I made contact, it felt like my mind was shattering, expanding, and blooming into a fractal. Supernovas bursting in my vision, every atom in my body burned and popped. Time felt like it was folding out all around me. I was barely sane enough to pull back before it consumed me whole. The human body is not capable of surviving whatever transformation this cave induces. I think I could find a way though. The ruins here speak to me. They scream of blood and flesh and bone and souls filling the water of Cape Lockehurst. They tell me that if my body isn't strong enough, then I can build myself a new one. A handful of lives and a small price to pay in the face of what I can gain. The world as we know it will change. I will make it change. I have already started making preparations. I need to show MissKatonik. They need to witness what I will become. Ophelia, what have you done? I gripped the pages tight, nearly ripping them. Blood offerings, mutations, ritualistic murders. Ophelia, why? Hold on, there's something here. What? I look up and sure enough, I hear a low droning, like a whale call. The drone then grows into a mangled snarl as something lunges at me from the shadows. Pain shoots through my body as I hit the ground. I can't catch my breath. Something is standing on top of me. Is it Ophelia? I don't think this is Ophelia. A leathery gray beast stares down at me with milky white eyes. Oh, is this the guy that went missing? Its jaw hangs loose from its skull, jagged teeth shooting out at all angles. With a horrible crack, its jaw opens wider. It knows me. The sound doesn't come from its mouth, it's everywhere, worming its way through my head. MissKatonik will witness.
Hey!
A tremendous force impacts the beast, spinning me down and slams against one of the pillars. A haunting howl booms around the cave as Sanraya, Our Lady of Reaching Tides, swoops through the air towards the creature. Her enormous mouth gnashes at it, but it deftly avoids her. The monstrosity rears its ugly head again, staring right at me. That voice fills my skull again. MissKatonik will witness, and lunges at me. Oh, fuck. No, I died. You have perished. Skip it, I'm not gonna get that. It's hard to tell, but I think I'm wearing it out. My heart's beating so fast it feels like I'm about to explode out of my chest. My foot hits a rock as I'm running, sending me skidding across the ground. Whew, excuse me. Sorry. The creature stalks over to me. With a grotesque pop, its jaw unhinges again and snaps at me. I manage to roll away, but it's still able to sink a fang into my leg. Ow, what the fuck? White hot pain shoots through my body as I can't help but cry out. And then, a hauntingly beautiful melody fills the cave. I can feel my mind going numb, and the creature seems to be affected by it as well. Sanraya looms behind it. The ribbon dances around her, and the stars on her skin seem to glow brighter. Then her mouth opens. I look away at the last moment as she swoops down at the creature. I can hear teeth gnashing, and after a few seconds, a webbed hand cups my cheek. You're hurt. My head is spinning from the pain in my leg. I can barely form words. I just nod before Sanraya lifts me into her arms. Stars dance in my vision as she carries me out of the cave. That wasn't Ophelia, was it? Sanraya insisted I rest in bed while my leg heals. It seems like Ophelia hasn't been in our room since this morning, so it's just us in here. The dull pain is slowly getting better, but I can't stop thinking about Ophelia. Luckily, the wound isn't too deep. I just need to wait for the pain medication to kick in. Sanraya hasn't left my side for the past hour. She's been tending to my wound and gently playing with my hair as I rest. Still, I can't help but feel nervous. Do you think Ophelia is going to come back anytime soon? Not sure. I still don't understand why she's doing this. I mean, I know what her paper said, but this is so unlike her. Hunger changes people. I think she's hungry for, well, something. Knowledge? Power? I should know better than anyone. I sit up a bit. What do you mean? Well, I told you a bit about my story, right? Kinda. You said you were created after a star fell into the ocean? Yeah, that's the poetic version. It wasn't a shooting star, a meteorite, kinda like the one in the cave. It sank into the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, and things began to form around it. The first human I met said I was made of twilight and bone. She laughs and shakes her head. I always wanted to write a song with that title. But a meteorite, I was formed around it. I'm made of star stuff. She looks out the window to something distant. Ever since I first saw the brilliant moon shine over the waves, I wanted to go back. No, I needed to go back. To the moon? To wherever I came from. The heavens, the sky, space, somewhere that's not here. I'm hungry for it. So hungry. But I can't get there. I don't know how. The only way I could satiate myself was to feast on hapless sailors who fell for my song. Sometimes I could distract myself by disguising myself as a human and visit the world. Festival, markets, hell, even just getting attention from humans helped. But nothing fixed me. Nothing could fill the hole in my heart. I reach out and put my hand on hers. She gives me a tender smile and sits on the bed next to me. That's why I came to Cape Lockehurst. There's something about this town that dulls the hunger. I can think clearer. I don't feel I need to eat people nearly as much as I used to. Oh! She looks off and out the window with a smile. She says she needs to go back to the cosmos. I feel a twinge of sadness at the thought of her flying off into the night, never to be seen again. In this short time, it's been nice getting to know her and have her to rely on.
Huh?
Is something on your mind, Bebs? Wait, Bebs? Oh, it's like a term of endearment. Ah, I see. Well, something is on my mind. Once you get back to the heavens... Oh, am I on her route? Am I on her route? Will you miss humanity? What will you do? What will I do? She laughs a little and thinks. I've been thinking of going back for so long, I can't really think of what I do. If I make it up there, maybe I could take you, show you the stars. When I suffocate up there, just let me be happy picturing it. She lightly shows me and laughs. I guess that makes me curious. Would you come with me? To the cosmos. She nods and stands. Her form shimmers and... A large slipper woman descends from the skies, seeking and asking you to join her. She wants to show you the stars. She wants to hear your stories about humanity. She wants you to sing her your human songs as if it's karaoke night. She wants to chat like your friendly strangers who bumped into each other on the street. Would you take her hand? Oh shit! Wait, I'm on her route? How did that happen? Oh, yes? Without a doubt. Sanraya started as I go wide with delight.
Yay!
Really? Ugh, I wish that it could be real. It sounds so fantastic, like it's right out of a fairy tale.
One day, I will return to the heavens.
She shakes her head and dramatically falls back onto her bed, human again. I laugh a little at Sanraya's theatrics. Maybe one day. She sits up. I'm serious though. If, when I get up there, when I can touch the moon, I want to take you there. I think it'd be fun. I'd like to get to know you more, to show you the world I love so much. I'd like that too. I don't know how we'd even get you back there, but if it's something you really want to do, I'll do what I can to help you. Thank you. Of course. And I'll do anything to help you with this nonsense. We'll make sure no one else gets hurt, I promise. Her smile pushes dimples into her cheeks, and I can't stop staring at her. I wish I could see that smile every day. Her cheeks are flush, and the moonlight streaming in through the window lights up her eyes. Oh, fuck! I didn't know I was on her route. Oh no! How did that happen? Huh? I thought I was on the farmer's route. I hesitantly reach out a hand to her cheek. Her eyes widen and she rests a hand on mine. My heart feels like it's going to burst with the way she's looking at me. I lean in and give her a small sweet kiss. Her glasses lightly poke my cheek, and then when I pull back, I swear I can feel a slight indent where they pressed against mine. Sanraya is smiling dreamily up at me. Was that okay? Oh, do I ask if it was okay, or do I like, go full romantic kind of thing? I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do. Oh, there you go. I'll get the whole night sky for you. The moon, the stars. I'll make sure they're yours again. Sanraya laughs and gently hits my arm. Stop, that's so romantic. What? Should I not say it? No, you should. She can't stop laughing, and it's making me smile like an idiot. You're making me blush. Is that the point? Ugh, I guess. We spend the rest of the night chatting and joking around. She eventually orders us food from the only Mexican restaurant in town. The moon shines bright over us, and God, is it beautiful. MissKatonik, I missed you. It's been so long. Remember Lockehurst? You should totally come visit me. I'm doing research. I want you to see. Ophelia, you need to be here. Come to the cave. You need to witness. Oh. Witness what I will become. Ooh. Sweat runs in rivers down my back and I feel ice cold. When did I fall asleep? It looks like Sanraya is also asleep. She slumped over in one of the chairs across the room. What the hell was that dream? My heart is thundering. I force myself to my feet and make my way to Sanraya. Sanraya, get up. We need to go. She yawns before looking up at me with a sleepy smile.
Hey!
Morning. Good morning. Sanraya, we need to get back to the cave. I had a weird dream. Oh? I see. Can you walk right? Yeah, it was just a nasty scrape. I'll be fine. She stands and furrows her brows. What was the dream? It was Ophelia. She said I need to go to the cave. Oh, that's not great, considering, well, everything. Let's go. I give her a weak nod as we rush out of the room. Normally, I wouldn't put much stake in dreams, but also, I normally wouldn't be dealing with the supernatural. I've made up my mind. I'm going back, and I'm not leaving until I have answers. Is Fishman here? The two of us walk all the way across town back to the cave. Immediately, something's different. The air is buzzing, and my hair is standing on end. Sanraya is swaying some and looks deeply lost in thought. Sanraya? Everything's alright? Oh yeah, I just feel tired. Let's keep going. I frown, but ignore my worry for now. Why is she so tired? We head inside the cave. The tablet glows like it did yesterday, and the entrance opens for us. As we trudge forward, I also start feeling strange. My vision blurs, and bright spots of color dance across my eyes. I can feel my heart beating irregularly in my chest, almost in time with a strange pulsing glow in the crater. What's going on? As I turn to Sanraya, she's about to collapse to the ground. I rush to her and catch her before she goes. Sanraya, what's wrong? What's happening? I feel hungry. I can't focus. Oh, she's gonna eat me. The water. The water? I look over my shoulder at the light spilling out of the pit. It's more intense than yesterday. It gives me a headache to stare at it, and my heart is beating faster around it, and it seems to be draining Sanraya's strength. MissKatonik, what are you doing here? Ophelia's voice chimes from the darkness. I whip around and spot her standing at the edge of the cave. Ophelia, you need to tell me what you've been doing, now. I don't know what you mean. Don't do this to me. I found your notes. You had the tablet that opens this place in our room. Did you kill Faust?
What are you talking about? You're scaring me.
Be careful, please. She leans against the wall, looking weaker by the second. I give a stern nod before turning back to Ophelia. You need to be honest with me. What have you been doing in Cape Lockehurst? Exactly what I told you. I'm just as confused as you are about this place. It's freaky. I don't know anything about it. Let's leave, MissKatonik. She extends a hand out to me. Some part of me wants to leave, to pretend that none of this has happened, but it feels impossible to deny what I've seen. MissKatonik, let's go. Really? No, don't take her hand. As easy as it would be to believe her, at face value, the evidence is overwhelming. Ophelia, you need to start being honest with me. I've already read everything. I know you're doing something bad here. I muster all the conviction I can, but I can't help but how my voice shakes slightly. Just tell me. The concern on Ophelia's face drops, replaced by something cold and callous. Fine. Relief and terror hit me in equal measure as she drops the act. It's true that I've been researching, but no, it's not actually the local urchin population. These ruins, this whole town is brimming with energy. It all flows from this cave, and you've been studying it extensively. I'm so close to understanding it, so close to being able to test it on myself. And what do you hope to gain from this? I know you've seen who or what people in this town really are. She harshly gestures to Sanraya, her smile wide and frantic. Ravenous scavengers who feed on humanity. But with what we found in this cave, I can have power rivaling them. These waters mutate organic matter, expanding them beyond the confines of the mind and body they were born with.
Imagine what I could do with all this power! Mutating humans into new species, controlling the weather, influencing minds.
This can't end well, Ophelia. You're smarter than this. Don't stand in my way. I thought you of all people would be sympathetic. Both of us are curious. We need to understand the world around us. This entire week you were investigating the mysteries of this town because you wanted to know the truth. You confided in me even when I brushed you off. I know you. You're curious. You want the truth.
Imagine the kind of world I could make. Imagine the world we could make if you just trust me.
She extends her hand to me again. Let's figure out what new heights we can achieve with this power together. Ophelia. She steps closer and I stagger back, hitting my back against the cave wall. God, my head is pounding even harder. To hold all that power, I need to feed the waters. I already have 3 bodies. 3 test subjects. And you brought me the 4th sacrifice I need. Her eyes flash a terrifying green and the runes around the cave light up. What? Thank you for bringing them here. I only recently deciphered the runes I'm using to subdue them. The blood and soul of 4 cosmic abominations will be more than enough for the ritual. Stop, don't hurt. Someone you met a week ago? She lets out a crow laugh. Come on, MissKatonik. I don't want to add you to the ritual. I want you to witness it. Don't you want to see what will happen? Ophelia, this isn't going to end how she thinks it will. We need to help her see that. I need to do something. I don't know. Force her to stop. Try one more time to convince her. You know, I do want to see what would happen. Oh. No. Force her to stop. Ophelia, I'm doing this for your own good. Doing what? I step forward and move to take Ophelia's hand, ignoring the fiery pain in my leg. MissKatonik? She flinches at the toucher and pushes me down. I hit the ground hard with a loud crack. Eee, that's a bad idea. Pain rockets through me and I can't catch my breath. Oh, I die. Stay down. With a surge of strength, Sanraya seems to push through the intense aura permeating the cave. She wraps her arm around me and lifts me into the air with her. Ophelia, please listen to me. I care about you. Stop this, please.
Why are you standing in my way?
Because what you're doing is wrong. I ignore her question and step towards her again, wincing through the pain. You're not a killer. Something here made you desperate enough to take someone's life. She takes a shaky step back, eyes wild and frantic, as if she were a cornered animal.
Something is leaking into Cape Lockehurst. Something ancient and powerful. You might not want to understand it, but I do.
I would like to understand it, but maybe not in this way. No, Ophelia, this isn't you. You're kind and caring. You wanted to research the ocean because you wanted to save marine life.
No, stop talking!
This is changing you. Tears prick in her eyes as she grips her scarf tight. I spent nearly every day this week confiding in you. I told you my worries, my fears about this town. You sat and listened, knowing the whole time you were behind it all. I want to believe that the caring person you were pretending to be is real, somewhere deep down. If you are still that person, you need to stop this. All of my work, just take a step back and look at yourself. You've always loved learning and trying to understand the unknown. But are you ready to sacrifice your humanity for this? She stares at me, tears streaming down her cheek and fogging up her glasses. Her knees begin to tremble and she collapses to the floor.
Oh, God. What have I done?
Well, you killed 3 people. I sink to the ground with her, wrapping her in my arms. She lets out a deep sob, The full weight of realizing what she's done is hitting her hard. Her cries echo through the cavern. She clings to me, muttering apologies and begging forgivenesses. I can't bring myself to speak, so I just hold her tight, bathed in the emerald light of the ruins. For their outstanding work in the field of anthropology and marine biology, the Chambers University of Rhode Island is pleased to bestow MissKatonik and Ophelia Panchal with their Chambers Seal of Honors. All alumni for our university go out to make the world a better place, and these two have revolutionized the field before even receiving their diploma. Huh? How did that happen? Their research in the town of Cape Lockehurst have paved the way in modern understanding of marine life, and the dean's word washed over me at the time. I was too lightheaded from all the attention being on me. I remember my hands were trembling, but I couldn't stop smiling. Call me prideful, but being recognized during commencements is absolutely a dream come true. Though it was surreal hearing about how my time at Cape Lockehurst was revolutionary. To me, it was the time I nearly lost my best friend. Even still, Ophelia was standing next to me during commencement, being awarded just like I was. That October, Lockehurst changed her. We vowed to keep it secret, but that didn't stop her from working herself to the bone to undo the pain she caused. The six of us, Ophelia, Mikkel, Garret, Sanraya, Angelique, and I worked to safely destroy the cave. We needed to make sure no one was ever tempted by power like that again. Ophelia wasn't satisfied with that, though. Shortly after graduating, she abandoned her research and joined the Marine Wildlife Rehabilitation Program. She threw herself into conservation and habitats restoration. Every month, I get letters from her about all the work she's doing. She's clearly happy there. I hope one day she can forgive herself for what happened in October. I know I'll never be the same. What I found at Cape Lockehurst must just be the tip of the iceberg. Besides, I have a shiny new degree in anthropology and folklore. I have no excuse not to learn all I can about the creepy and cosmic world that reveals itself to me. Time to put this human curiosity to use. Ooh. So that's one of the endings. November 14th. It's colder than usual. The Lockehurst beaches look the same though. Someone really needs to do something about the litter here. It's been more than a year since what happened in the cave. My time in Lockehurst certainly left its mark on me. Not only because it advanced my studies, but the cut I got on my leg past year still acts up. I thought it was a small cut at the time, but well, I shouldn't be surprised. Nothing about Cape Lockehurst behaves how it normally would. I really wanted to come back and reminisce. Even still, I can't say I'm all too happy to be back. Sanraya. Not too long after I left, Sanraya discovered her close encounters with whatever magic was in that cave changed her. Whatever was keeping her chained to Earth was gone. She could return to the cosmos where she belonged. Oh! To stay just long enough to watch me earn my degree before vanishing into the night forever. I wonder, did she make it to the moon? I craned my head to look up at the sky. Was it getting darker? An eclipse? She's gonna take me to the moon! Right now? I've certainly seen weirder things, but it still catches me off guard. There's no way an eclipse should be happening right now in this exact spot in the world. Unless someone's singing down the beach. I immediately run towards the song, ignoring the pain in my leg. Then I see her. She's absolutely glowing in the moonlight. Her cheeks are flushed and her eyes are like glittering jewels. There's a radiance around her. She almost feels like a goddess. I stumble to a halt in front of her, and I can hear her laugh through her song. She leans down into me. Her large webbed hands cup my face. I feel so small before her, and I can't stop staring. She brushes some hair from my face before leaning in further. There's a brilliant flash of light, and Sanraya is gently kissing me, so now I have to lean down some to meet her human height. I wrap my arms tight around her before eventually letting go. She laughs softly and tilts her head, her dark curls tumbling over her shoulders. Miss me? We're going to the moon. Okay, so that's her ending, right? Okay, so let's pick up from here. So this is where I find out about them. So, tell the truth. Nope. Skip.
Whoa.
Going to solve if someone gets hurt. Skip. This. I have 2 roommates.
Why?
No, I just want to see what you know.
Hi.
So do I go to dinner with them? I'm gonna say no. It's alright. Thank you for inviting me though. I need to rest after today. Well, that's your loss, darling. Have a good night, MissKatonik. See you tomorrow. Okay. So I choose not to go to dinner. I end up back. Okay, it just ends the day. Which means karaoke night didn't happen. Which means I didn't get her picture. So now I'm on Garrett's route? I can't force myself back to bed. My mind is racing trying to process all that happened the last 2 days. I witnessed a man getting attacked by something in a creepy cave. All of the few people in town are monsters, and I'm working with them to investigate a supernatural murder. To make matters worse, whatever killed that man knew my name. It called to me. I grab myself out of bed and get ready to go to Providence Ports when Ophelia shifts in her bed. You're up early. Sorry, did I wake you? She shakes her head and yawns. Where are you going? Skip? I'm gonna be honest with her.
Be safe, okay?
Okay. And then we're here.
Well, hello there.
Fine. I can never be scared of you.
Oh, Gothrud the Conqueror was a warrior, a god of violence and bloodshed. I am not that man anymore. But whether I like it or not, he's a part of me.
Very changed for the better. Okay.
Ooh.
Investigate Garrett's lead. So I go with him again.
Darling.
Ah,
No one got hurt, so it's fine.
for what purpose?
Uh-oh. I broke it. I broke it. Okay, wait. Can I still fix it? I can. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if it'll let me, like, skip. Oh, I wonder if this broke many things. I may have broken many things. Continue. Okay, there we go. And then break everything.
Huh?
Hang out with and visit Garret. This is where we have our lunch, right?
Huh?
Yes. I'm not scared.
You remember who won that neck decorating contest? If I remember correctly,
Spewing
I
on
think it was
this.
a tie.
Right, I get to see. I'm gonna see the goats. Look at them! So cute. Absolutely. Okay, here. Here I think I need to leave her alone as well, which I don't want to do.
Hi there. No!
Run away. Oh no! I guess Sanraya an apprehensive nod before running for my life towards the bed and breakfast. As I'm running, I cast a glance behind me. Where Sanraya stood was what almost looked like a mermaid. That's when this beautiful voice fills the air. Ribbons dance around a strange figure wreathed in moonlight. The voice is familiar. Sanraya. Her eyes are smoldering novas and teeth line an enormous mouth where her stomach is. I can feel my mind slipping away with her song, forgetting about the danger I'm in. However, my senses quickly return and I continue sprinting to safety. Okay, so maybe now I'm on the other route? I don't dream, don't even register that I fell asleep. There's just inky darkness and rest. October 11th. Like yesterday, I wake up earlier than I want to and can't get back to sleep. This time though, Ophelia's already up and moving. The waxy smell of her tea fills the room and she already has 2 mugs out. She has one mug cradled in her hands as she leans against the wall. Her eyes look tired and brows is furrowed. What's really going on? So this is all the same. Okay.
What?
Be nice, Michael. I'll go with Garret and Sanraya. We find the do I need to fish again? I do need to fish again. Fuck. Oh, I just instant fails me. Fuck. I didn't know that was gonna be fast forwarded as well. And skip minigame, it's fine.
Oh, yep.
By the time we get back to Providence Bourse, all the stress and confusion is just about ready to bubble over me. All this investigating, and it feels like we've made no progress. Angelique and I showed the newspaper clipping we found, which is not true because we didn't find anything. This out is just one away. Okay. The early evening sun filters through our room curtains and hits Ophelia's glasses. Right. I find her working on something. Do you know anything about the people going missing on the beach? I asked her. Yes, I believe her. You know, I know she's full of shit. Okay.
Oh.
Aha! Here we are. Okay, interesting. Are you okay? I heard you yell. I'm fine, Garret. Just got startled. Wait, why are you here?
Well, I try.
I was thinking about the ruins and the key the killers gotta have to get it. I feel like I've seen something that could have been helpful when we were on the beach. So I went back down and looked for hours. That's when I found this. He holds out a small chunk of stone in his hand. It's dark and smooth with very sharp edges indicating it's just one part of a larger whole. A few deep scratches in it form partial shapes and I can see the faintest bit of pale green light in the crevices. It's not the whole thing. I figure whoever did this broke it apart so no one could see what they did. Garret, this is great. Let's go take a better look in my room. Lead the way. This is gonna be the same? We head up the stairs and back to my room. I clear up a space on the desk to sit and get a closer look at this fragment. It's cold in my hands and the corners of my vision blur the longer I stare into the pale light spilling out of it. Without realizing, I'm tracing the carved shapes with my thumb. Any ideas what I might say? I'm not sure yet. I feel like it's part of a word or something. But it's not any language I know. I don't recognize it either. What was that? I hold it up to the window, letting the late morning sunlight catch on the carvings. As I do, the pale light seems to grow brighter. Stars dance in my vision, pins and needles rocket down my hand and across my arms as I stare into the light.
Oh.
What's that under the bed? Under Ophelia's bed, there was the same pale light that emanated from the stone. I reach under the bed and fish out a brown bag. Was this always there? Now that I'm holding it, the light is brighter and much more intense. It almost burns my eyes a bit and I have to squint. I hesitantly open the bag. The stone fragments shoot from my hand and straight into the bag, clattering against several similar looking pieces. There's the rest of it. It matches the ruins perfectly. This has to be the key that opens them. But why does Ophelia have it? I'm sorry, MissKatonik. I think your friend might be who we're looking for. Is Ophelia really behind all these disappearances? There's something else at play. No, there has to be something else at play. Ophelia is kind and loving. She would never hurt anyone. At least I hope that's the case. There has to be more information that explains everything. If this really is the key, then we should go to the ruins. I'm right behind you. The bag is heavy in my hands. I tuck it inside my coat and we head out to the beach. feel a bit lightheaded, like I'm standing at the end of a very tall ledge. Once we enter the ruins, we're either going to be met with disappointment or. No. No, I know we're going to find answers here. We have to. We'll kill those 3 people and turn them into horrible monsters. We'll call out my name in the fog. We're going to find that here. I know we will. I just wish my hands would stop shaking.
Oh,
MissKatonik, you alright, sweetheart? He puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes. Yeah, just, nervous. I imagine, but I'm with you. He squeezes my shoulders again. I'm by your side. You're gonna get through this, and you're going to get, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get through this and get answers. Despite everything, that feels so comforting to hear. Thank you, Garret.
well, I try.
Of course, sweetheart. Now let's get going. Those ruins. Who? I'm tired or not. Now let's go and show those ruins who's boss. We make our way across the beach back to the cave. The tablet fragments are heating up in my hands. The symbols glow faintly, and when I hold it up to the door. Right, do this. That one goes there. This one goes here. This one goes here. This one goes there. And this goes there. And that goes there. Okay, good. Continue. Bright emerald light shines out of every crack and carving. The huge stone wall slides into the floor, clearing the way for us. With a deep breath, I steel my nerves and head inside. The 2 of us walk for some time through a narrow, rocky corridor. The pungent smell of rotting fish and iron assaults my nose as we get closer. Soon, the corridor opens up into an enormous cavern. It's exactly like I remember, but this time I actually have the presence of mind to get a good look around. Dark marble pillars stretch from floor to ceiling. They're covered in glowing cracks and runes that pulse softly. The architecture isn't any I recognize, and I have a feeling it's not recent. Light dances around the cavern as if projected by mirrors, making it hard to gauge just how big this place is. I step a little closer to the strange pond in the center of the room. The fog rising out of it isn't nearly as thick as it was last time. Now that I can see it better, it looks like it's filled with water. And there's something glowing deep, deep down there. As I step away, I notice that 3 of the pillars surrounding the pit have crimson stains smeared across them. Is that blood? I hesitantly approach one of the pillars. Yes, without a doubt, it's blood. Though it's not just haphazardly smeared on there like I thought. It looks almost like it's creating some sort of shape, like a diagram. My foot hits something as I lean in for a closer look. A fishing rod. Boss's fishing rod. I whip around to one of the other bloody pillars. A tattered piece of red scarf lays at the bottom of one, and the other has a fine leather jacket with the letter A painted across the back. This has to be a ritual or something.
For what purpose?
Damn it, this never ends well. Not for the victims, not for whoever's doing it, not for whatever higher power they're trying to appease. We gotta figure out what this is all about. It looks like there are some notes by those rocks. Hopefully, those will shed some light on this mess. I flip through the pages. They're written in a fine hand in black ink. Whoever wrote this wasn't in any rush. The first couple of pages are filled with detailed descriptions of the cave's measurements, the water pH, and the alien language lining the floors and pillars. There are a few sections that catch my eye. What should I read next? Marine life? I already read these. These are exactly the same, probably. Entering the ruins, yeah. Gosh, I have my work cut out for me. There's not a single doubt in my mind. Ophelia is behind this. But why? I can't understand it. I pull out the final section. I don't want to read it, but I can't bring myself to look away. I nearly lost my arm when I touched the cave's pool. The moment I made contact, I felt like my mind was shattering, expanding, and blooming into a fractal. The supernova was burning in my vision. Every atom in my body burned and popped. Time felt like it was folding out all around me. I was barely sane enough to pull back before it consumed me whole. The human body is not capable of surviving whatever transformation this cave induces. I think I can find a way, though. The runes here speak to me. They scream of blood and flesh and bone and souls filling the water of Cape Lockehurst. They tell me that if my body isn't strong enough, then I can build myself a new one. A handful of lives is a small price to pay in the face of what I can gain. The world as we know it will change. I will make it change. I've already started making preparations. I need to show MissKatonik. They need to witness what I will become. Ophelia, what have you done? I gripped the pages tight, nearly ripping them. Blood offerings, mutations, ritualistic murders. Ophelia, why? I just heard something. What? I look up and sure enough, I hear a low droning, like a whale call. The drone then grows into a mangled snarl as something lunges at me from the shadows. Pain shoots through my body as I hit the ground. I can't catch my breath. Something is standing on top of me. A leathery gray beast stares down at me with milky white eyes. Its jaw hangs loose from its skull, jagged teeth shooting out at all angles. With a horrible crack, its jaw opens wider. The sound doesn't come from its mouth, it's everywhere, worming its way through my head. She will witness. Get off of me. A tremendous force impacts the beast, pinning them down, and slams against one of the pillars.
Your skull is nothing compared to that I've crushed before.
A chorus of shrieks pierce the air as Garret, Orthid the Conqueror, raises his terrible pincer arms high above the creature. The force of the blow sends a fissure through the ground, but that monstrosity seems uninjured. The monstrosity rears its ugly head again, staring right at me. That voice pills my skull again. MissKatonik will witness. It lunges at me. Oh, can I just skip this? Fuck. Fuck. Oh my god, I died. Skip the minigame. Fuck. It's hard to tell, but I think I'm wearing it out. My heart's beating so fast, it feels like I'm about to explode out of my chest. As I'm backing up from the thing, I nearly trip over the edge of the cave spawn. Nowhere left to run. The creature looms over me. With a grotesque snap, its jaw unhinges again and rushes at me. Rock-solid arms lift me out of the way just as one of its fangs slices through my leg. My leg keeps getting hurt! I barely register the pain as I watch it hurtle towards the pond, carried by its incredible momentum. As soon as it touches the water, the room smells like burning flesh and rotting fish. It shrieks as its body begins to warp. I force myself to look away.
Easy now. I got you. You're safe. I won't let anyone hurt you.
Even now, Garrett's voice is like a soothing balm over my fear. My whole body is shaking as the pain from my leg finally hits me, but I truly feel safe as he holds me in his chest, onto his chest, to his chest. Jesus! Even if it's made of battle-hardened carpus. Oh, you're bleeding. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. My head is spinning from the pain. I can barely form words. Stars dance in my vision as Garret carries me out of the cave. Wait, I don't get to see Ophelia? Oh, the next morning. Right, it's the next morning. The couch on Garret's porch is way too comfortable. It's pulling me in each moment. I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. The only thing keeping me awake is the dull pain in my leg. My leg is bandaged now, and Garret insists I keep it levitated while I rest. Luckily, the wound isn't too deep. I just need to wait for the pain medication to kick in. He hasn't left my side for the past hour, except to call the bed and breakfast. Apparently, the owner hasn't seen Ophelia since this morning. I need to confront her. I need her to tell me what the hell is going on. Hey, you're gonna give yourself a headache scowling like that. Oh? Sorry, I'm just thinking about your friend? Yes. I still don't understand why she's doing this. I mean, I know what her papers say, but this is so unlike her. Garret looks away before sitting in the chair next to me. He rests a hand on mine.
Why?
Folks do crazy things when it comes to chasing power. He offers me an almost bittersweet smile, and it takes a lot to remind them what's important. It sounds like you're speaking from experience.
You.
Sure am. I told you I used to have a wife, right? Yes. Well, when I was Gothrood the Conqueror, I only cared about, well, conquering. Shocker, yeah? He chuckles some and shakes his head. The coasts were mine to terrorize, to own. I felt good raising towns. Make me feel important, I think. And everyone was scared to death of me. I had power. Then I came to Cape Lockehurst. There was a woman, Bonnie. Worked at the docks. She didn't bat an eye at me when I crawled out of the surf. Most folks would have run screaming, but not her. Just grabbed the harpoon and jammed it right in my... Oh my god! Wait, really?
Yep.
Yup. Still can't walk right all these years later. But at that moment, I saw fire in her eye. A fire in her. She was fighting hard to protect herself and her town. I don't really believe in love at first sight, but she fascinated me.
Well,
Instead of fighting her, I tried to understand her. Figure out what it was that she cared about, that she'd face an enormous crab monster to defend. I could see why she left such an impression. Yeah, I stopped terrorizing the coast because of her. A profound sadness crosses his face. It hurt like hell when she left, but in my time being her husband, I realized that I got a lot more love in me than I thought. This farm, the town, my daughter, the goats, kind strangers on the side of the road. His frown melts into an affectionate smile. I stay here because of that love. I guess what I'm trying to say is that your friend needs you to remind her that what she loves. You think that will get her to stop whatever she is doing? It'll give her what she needs to stop herself. I see what you mean. We just need to find her. We will. Once that cut's healed a bit more. Fine. He pats my hand. I'm gonna take care of you, okay? The earnest warmth in his smile melts away all concerns I have. I just nod and he squeezes my hand. Good. Dad, is your friend okay? Out of the corner of my eye, I can see Cassidy peeking her head through the front door. They're doing better. Come say hi. She shovels over and looks down at me. Dad said you got hurt. Yeah, I did. One time, I scraped my knee trying to catch Violet. Violet's a goat. I know, it headbutted me. And when I scraped my knee, I got to eat a lot of ice cream and draw. It made me feel better. It's then that I noticed a couple of sheets of paper and some colored pencils in her hand. My heart bursts at the sight and I get myself to set up. That sounds really nice. I would like that. Cassidy's eyes brighten and she sits next to me on the couch. Garret is absolutely beaming as he scoots his chair closer. I'm gonna draw a mermaid. I think the girl who picks up the yarn is a mermaid. She is! Oh, Sanraya? Cassidy nods intently and starts to sketch. She scrunches up her face with an intense focus, occasionally looking up at me as if checking for my approval. I can't help but smile as I do my best to draw with her. I end up trying to draw one of Garrett's goats, but, well, it's the thought that counts, I suppose. It's almost easy to forget about the day we've just had. The light scratching of colored pencil, the distant bleats of goats, it's relaxing. Garret breaks up the relaxing atmosphere occasionally with some charming stories that usually end in a bad pun. I can tell he's trying hard to cheer me up, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't working a little bit. Soon, Cassidy finishes her drawing and runs inside, insisting she puts it on the fridge.
Well, I'll be.
She really likes you, you know? That's sweet. I wonder why. Well, it certainly doesn't help that I talk about you. He chuckles and rubs the back of his neck. Was he embarrassed? Oh, what do you say? Well, you're kind, hardworking, you care about folks a lot, and you're understanding about my past. It's been a while since I had someone I could trust like that. Oh. I'm sorry more people aren't understanding. You deserve someone like that. You deserve someone like that. I'm gonna fuck up the save if I... Wait. You deserve someone like that. Everyone does. Maybe, but I'm done a lot. Lots of folks would think I don't deserve it. Especially since of who I was, a killer, a true monster. A kind person like you giving me your trust makes me feel like it can be more, I guess. His big heart, it shatters me to hear that. I'm glad I can be here for him. I'm glad that he's here for me. Even if you did horrible things in the past, you've changed. There are so many terrible people who know they're terrible but never want to be better. You do. And you've already proven you're better. You care for all these animals, you're raising a daughter, you're opening your home to people. Obviously this doesn't erase the past, but you're a good man, Garret. That's a fact. He almost looks like he's about to cry before he wipes his eyes. You're too sweet for me. A comfortable silence settles on us, and I can't help but get lost in Garrett's smile. Calm, steady, and so kind. He's been nothing but generous and welcoming to me. He shared difficult truths with me and trusted me with such important parts of himself. My chest feels warm. Oh! Kissing. A surge of emotion overtakes me and I lean in. I give him the smallest peck on the cheek, his bird lightning scratching my face. When I pull back, his eyes are wide and his face is as red as a tomato. I didn't... How would I look in crab form? Which one? Oh, I thought it clicked. That's for saving me.
Will I
Ah,
try?
yeah, anytime. A smile tugs at his lips and... Dad, can we order pizza? What if I shoot away from one another when Cassie's voice rings out? Way to rat out that you were doing something.
Oh,
Yeah, of course, Cass. After a moment, both of us burst into laughter. I felt so silly getting embarrassed like that. Come on, let's order some grub. Sounds great. He loops an arm under mine and helps me inside. I can't help but lean into him. Ah, right. Now we're going back to the cave. Sweat runs in rivers down my back and I feel ice cold. Did I fall asleep on the porch? Garret is slumped in the chair next to me, snoring softly. What the hell was that dream? My heart is thundering. I quickly shake Garrett's arm. Garret, get up, we need to go. Huh? He lets out an enormous yawn and rubs his eyes. Everything okay? No, I think we need to go back to the cave. I had a weird dream. The daze immediately lifts from his eyes and he nods. Right. Feel good enough to walk? Yeah, it was just a nasty scrape. I'll be fine. He offers a large hand, which I take and I use to help me stand.
well, I'll be.
Alright, let me leave a note for Cass, then we'll head out. I give a weak nod as he leaves to do just that. Is that a good idea? I don't think we should leave her alone. Normally I wouldn't put much stake in dreams, but I also normally wouldn't be dealing with the supernatural. I've made up my mind. I'm going back and I'm not leaving until I have answers. The two of us walk all the way across town back to the cave. Immediately something's different. The air is buzzing and my hair is standing on end. Garrett's eyes look a little unfocused and he's tripping over his feet every now and then. Garret?
Huh?
Yeah? Are you okay?
Yep.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's go. I frown, but ignore my worry for now. We head inside the cave. The tablet glows like it did yesterday and the entrance opens for us. As we trudge forward, I also start feeling strange. My vision blurs and bright spots of color dance across my eyes. I can feel my heart beating irregularly in my chest, almost in time with a strange pulsing glow in a crater. What's going on? As I turn to Garret, he's gripping the wall and nearly falling over. Garret? I rush to him and prop him up. What's wrong? What's happening? I don't know. I feel weak. Something's happening to the water. The water? I look over my shoulder at the light spilling out of the pit. It's more intense than yesterday. It gives me a headache to stare at, and my heart is beating faster around it. And it seems to be draining Garrett's strength. What are you doing here? Ophelia's voice shines from the darkness. I whip around and spot her standing at the edge of the cave. Ophelia, you need to tell me what you've been doing now. I don't know what you mean. Don't do this to me. I found your notes. You have the tablet that opens the space hidden in our room. Did you kill Faust?
What are you talking about? You're scaring me.
Oh,
Be careful with how you handle this. He leans against the wall, looking weaker by the second. I give a stern nod before turning back to Ophelia. You need to be honest with me. What have you really been doing in Cape Lockehurst? Exactly what I told you. I'm just as confused as you are about this place. It's freaky. I don't know anything about it. Let's leave. She extends a hand out to me. Some part of me wants to leave, to pretend that none of this happened, but it feels impossible to deny what I've seen. Let's go. Don't take her hand. As easy as it would be to believe her at face value, the evidence is overwhelming. Ophelia, you need to start being honest with me. I've already read everything. I know you're doing something bad here. I muster all the conviction I can, but I can't help how my voice shakes slightly. Just tell me. The concern on Ophelia's face drops, replaced by something cold and callous. Fine. Relief and terror hit me in equal measure as she drops the act. It's true that I've been researching. But no, it's not actually the local urchin population. These ruins, this whole town is brimming with energy. It all flows from this cave. And you've been studying it? Extensively. I'm so close to understanding it, so close to being able to test it on myself. And what do you hope to gain from this? I know you've seen who or what people in this town really are. She harshly gestures to Garret, her smile wide and frank. Monstrous killers with no regard for human life. But with what I found in this cave, I can have power rivaling them. These waters mutate organic matter, expanding them beyond the confines of mind and body they were born with.
Imagine what I could do with all this power. Mutating humans into new species, controlling the weather, influencing minds.
This can't end well, Ophelia. You're smarter than this. Don't stand in my way. I thought you, of all people, would be sympathetic. Both of us are curious. We need to understand the world around us. This entire week, you were investigating the mysteries of this town because you wanted to know the truth. You confided in me even when I brushed you off. I know you. You're curious. You want the truth.
Imagine the kind of world I could make. Imagine the world we could make if you just trust me.
She extends her hand to me again. Let's figure out what new heights we can achieve with this power together. Ophelia. She steps closer and I stagger back, hitting my back against the cave wall. God, my head is pounding even harder. To hold all that power, I need to feed the waters. I already have 3 bodies, 3 test subjects. And you brought me the 4th sacrifice in need. Her eyes flash a terrifying green and the runes around the cave lights up.
Why?
No, I will not let this happen. Thank you for bringing them here. I only recently deciphered the runes I'm using to subdue them. The blood and soul of 4 cosmic abominations will be more than enough for the ritual. Stop, don't hurt. Someone you met a week ago? She lets out a cruel laugh. Come on, MissKatonik. I don't want to add you to the ritual. I want you to witness it. Don't you want to see what will happen? Ophelia, we need to stop her for her sake. I need to do something. Alright, so. Let's see. Do I try to convince her? Or do I force her? I already forced her. I know what that does. I feel like I can't... like... argue with her like normally though. No, force her to stop. Okay, I'm doing this for your own good. Doing what? I step forward and move to take Ophelia's hand, ignoring the fiery pain in my leg. She flinches as I touch her and pushes me down. I hit the ground hard with a loud crack. Pain rockets through me and I can't catch my breath. Stay down. With a surge of strength, Garret seems to push through the intense aura permeating the cave. I cling to one of his claws and force myself to my feet. Ophelia, please listen to me. I care about you. Stop this, please.
Why are you standing in my way?
I ignore her question and step towards her again, wincing through the pain. You're not a killer. Something here has made you desperate enough to take someone's life. She takes a step back, eyes wild and frantic as if she were a cornered animal.
Something is leaking into Cape Lockehurst. Something ancient and powerful. You might not want to understand it, but I do.
No, Ophelia, this isn't you. You're kind and caring. You wanted to research the ocean because you wanted to save marine life.
No, stop talking!
This is changing you. Tears prick in her eyes and she grips her scarf tight. I spent nearly every day this week confiding in you. I told you my worries, my fears about this town. You sat and listened, knowing the whole time you were behind it all. I want to believe that the caring person you were pretending to be is real, somewhere deep down. If you're still that person, you need to stop this. All of my work. Just take a step back and look at yourself. You've always loved learning and trying to understand the unknown. But are you really ready to sacrifice your humanity for it? She stares at me, tears streaming down her cheeks and frogging up her glasses. Her knees begin to tremble and she collapses to the floor.
Oh, God. What have I done?
I sink to the ground with her, wrapping her in my arms. She lets out a deep sob, the full weight of realizing what she's done is hitting her hard. Her cries echo through the cavern. She clings to me, muttering apologies and begging forgiveness. I can't bring myself to speak, so I just hold her tight, bathed in the emerald light of the ruins. Alright, we graduate. Skip. Skip. Alright, let's see the ending. I missed the farm in fall. The air is crisp and slightly dewy. The trees are showing off their new colors. Even the goats seem to be enjoying the chilly months. I haven't been able to visit nearly as much as usual. Ever since graduating, I've been writing and touring the country as a guest lecturer on folklore. Life has been busy, but I make time for Garret and Cassidy. Cassidy, easy now. Violet's not a horse. Huh, speak of the devil. Cass, get off Violet, before she knocks you off herself. Garret is gesturing wildly to Cassidy, who is actively ignoring him. His hands are covered in dirt as usual. Life returns to normal for him since what happened here a year ago, though perhaps now it's slightly less isolated since I'm staying with him for around half the year.
Well, hello there.
Hey there, sweetheart. Hey. I lean in and kiss his cheek. His cheeks burn a soft pink and he chuckles. What's that for? Nothing. I just missed you. I miss you too. Kat's been asking about you. She sometimes goes and sits in your writing desk to draw because she misses you so bad. Oh no! Well, I'll be sure to give her plenty of attention now that I'm back for a bit. I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that. Though, don't let the herd know. You know how jealous they can be. Huh, I'll do my best. You know, maybe one of these days Ophelia can take a break from work and come visit us. I'll write to her tonight about it. It sounds great. Lovely. Oh, okay. He looks at me with a soft smile before cupping my cheek.
Well, I'll be.
It's good having you home. It's good to be home. A warm smile lights up his face before he draws me into a soft, sweet kiss. Then, yeah, there we go. A shrill yell rings from the goat pen as Cassidy points at us. We both chuckle and pull away. Good to see you too, Cassidy. Did you bring me any presents? Yes. I may have picked up some maple syrup when I was up near Vermont. Yes. Cassidy and Garret helped me carry my luggage inside. The cut I got on my leg a year ago back in the cave never quite healed, even though it seemed so small. Garrett's been great with helping me adjust. He even whittled a walking stick for me. As we unpack my suitcase, Cassie is looking for any souvenir she could swipe. When I hand her the syrup, she sated, for the time being. Garret prepares a hearty lasagna for us, and after a night's fall, we get a fire pit going. Cassidy burns some marshmallows. I would join her, but I'm quite comfortable curled up next to Garret with one of the Capricorn kids around, sound asleep in my lap. That's cute. Aww, that's sweet. Alright, so that's 2 endings. I don't think that any of the save data I have is probably good enough point-wise to do the Tulu guy and Jellyfish Lady's endings. So we're gonna have to go play through that again to get to their ending. But yeah. Fine. I know. You know, I do want to see what would happen. You know, I am curious about what would happen. What are you saying? Really? I'll admit, the allure of the unknown is almost irresistible right now. For the past week, I've been only watching strange, wonderful things happen. Mikkel, Garret, Angelique, and Sanraya, and all those other horrors hidden in town. They defy all logic, all reason. Ophelia is clearly determined to harness that otherworldly power for herself. And I want in. Yes. I knew you'd come around. Now come on. She takes my hand and drags me to the edge of the pool. The water is shimmering and glowing. A familiar pale green fog spills out from it. Why are you doing this? Oh, hush now. For a split second, I swear Ophelia's eyes shine pale green. She raises her hand and the runes around the cavern lights up. I'll teach you how to translate the runes after this, okay? She gives me a cheerful smile as the light intensifies. She turns her attention back to Sanraya. Be a good little sacrifice now. Sanraya struggles to her feet as bright runes begin to slice through the air around her. Her human form flickers before falling completely. She lets out an agonized yell and falls to her knees. 4 sacrifices, 4 abominations spilling their blood into the waters. Conservation of matter. Humans need more to strengthen us so we can survive. The experience of godhood. We. Of course, I'm not gonna be selfish with this new opportunity. Let's be gods, MissKatonik. Words laced with an almost frenzied euphoria. My rational mind shunned every single thing she said, and yet I didn't care. This is clearly a world beyond what my mind is meant to understand. For now. After all, if Ophelia is right, then soon my mind will expand to that of these otherworldly beings. We will be something new, something better. Ready, MissKatonik? Yes. I take Ophelia's hand as she mutters something. I hear the words, but my brain refuses to recognize any pattern or meaning. The runes around the cave light up again, bathing us in almost divine light. Water boils and churns in the pool before us. I look down into the water, and something looks back up at me. Oh, the light! For their outstanding work in the field of anthropology and marine biology, the Chamber University of Rhode Island is pleased to bestow MissKatonik and Ophelia Panchal with the Chamber's Seal of Honors. All alumni from our university go out to make the world a better place, and these two have revolutionized the field before even receiving their diploma. Their research in the town of Cape Lockehurst has paved the way in modern understanding of marine life and I don't really register what the dean is saying. It's all formality anyway. We don't need to be here. We don't need these flimsy papers and honors. But it's a nice way to honor the mortals who once were MissKatonik and Ophelia Panchal. Despite never returning to our university after Lockehurst, arranging the event was trivial. A simple flick of our wrists, and the entire staff and student body were cheering for our non existent academic achievements. Their eyes were glassy and vacant, their smiles twisted and perfectly frozen in place. Oh my god. Are you liking the commencement? Mm-hmm. Well enough. It wasn't a good way to test our limits. An entire campus of mice on our thumb is not bad. Not bad at all. Agreed. You know, I'm so glad you visited me in October. I am too. What Ophelia and I experienced in the ruins unraveled and stitched me anew. Galaxies expanded in what was left of my mind. I felt the bridge between life and death. I became more. So once this is done, what do you want to do first? We need to see how far our abilities can be pushed. More research. Sounds great. She gives me a wonderful vicious grin. She is as eager as I am to see the extent of what we have become. The world around me is an extension of my limbs. The minds of others are laid out before me like books I can write and rip pages from as I wish. My whim is reality. The person I once was back in October is dead and buried next to the bodies and ruins deep beneath Cape Lockehurst. Now I rise as a brilliant, dazzling light over this pathetic world, ready to shape it as I see fit. Well, that's not a good ending. Is there an after? No, it's not. That just ends there. Okay. So, what about if I try one more time to convince her? Ophelia, you can't do this. You don't know what it'll do to you. Please, this isn't you. Step forward and move to take Ophelia's hand, ignoring the fiery pain in my leg. She flinches at touch her and pushes me down. I hit the ground. Oh, isn't it the same?
Why are you standing in my way? Something is leaking into Cape Lockehurst. Something. Oh, God.
Oh, okay. So those two are the
What have I
same.
done?
Okay, okay. Well, at least now we know. Technically, we know what the endings are, and I only have the other two to then have an ending with. Yes.